Hi, friends, and welcome to Nature Check's Arda Campaign, the show where you come for the game and stay for the science and the escapism while the world burns around all of us.
Both of my countries are on fire.
Yep.
One of them is literally on fire, and the other one is metaphorically on fire.
Arda is doing fine
Arda's
right
fine.
now.
Yeah,
New
sure.
Chichester, doing fine.
Yeah, definitely.
Doing great.
Hi, my name is Sheryl. My pronouns are angry uterus haver, and I'm the dungeon master for the Arda Campaign. I'm also a PhD candidate studying ecology at the University of Illinois at Chicago. When I'm not doing research, I'm also a science communicator and the host of the Roving Naturalist on YouTube, and I have a Dungeons & Dragons problem. I'm going to be playing or appearing in D&D a lot this week. Other than this right now, I'm also a cast member on The First Watch, and we'll be releasing episode 5 of our new campaign on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, you should head over to the Dr. Simon Clark channel on Twitch at 2 p.m. Eastern to see me in a dinosaur-themed, entirely improv one-shot with the RP Geeks, our friends who have been on this channel a few times. And if you want even more D&D and me, you can also check out Treetops and Tarasques, an event where you can come on a tour led by Nancy, where we'll be playing D&D in the Ecuadorian cloud forest. That's it.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
Are you gonna be dressing up as a dinosaur?
No. I will not be dressing up as a dinosaur.
She says that.
If you
but
were, though, which one would you dress up as?
I put in my bio that Utah Raptor is my favorite because I fell in love with it after reading Raptor Red, which is an awesome book. But no, I'm not dressing up as a dinosaur because I don't even know who my character is yet. This is a heavily audience influenced game, so it's entirely improv because we're going to be taking suggestions from the audience as to like our characters and like things that happen in the story. So come hang out at the Dr. Simon Clark Twitch channel on Wednesday to help me pick a character to play in this dinosaur one-shot thing that's definitely not inspired by a very famous movie franchise.
No, it's inspired by dinosaurs.
Yep.
Obviously.
Next, there's Nancy.
Hello, my name is Nancy. I am an entomologist, which means that I study insects, as you can see behind me. I do like them. I live in Quito, Ecuador, where it's normally a great place to live, except for this week, where it could be better. But anyway, once everything settles down, you can come with me to explore the beautiful jungles in Ecuador, because I am a tour guide, and I will bring your bum around the beautiful jungles of Ecuador to look at all the cool bugs. I play an Aasimar, a 17-year-old grumpy rogue every now and then, who has a strange fondness for umbrellas, and our pronouns are she, her.
Then there's Cindy.
Hi, I'm Cindy, she, her. I'm a science enthusiast and play an Andorian engineer over on Heroes of Awesome Constellation on the Weirdlings Twitch and YouTube channels. Here, I'm playing Nautia, the water method druid, also she, her.
And there's Peter.
It's me. I'm Peter. I'm an entomologist. I do agricultural research. I do the best introductions. And here, I play Cedric, the dwarven cleric, crowd favorite. And our pronouns are he, him.
Amazing. That's the team. You know that you can hang out with us in the chat, use your channel points to help the PCs or create chaos, and check the reference section down below for the social media handles for the whole Nature Check cast, as well as a link to our Discord and our updated streaming schedule. You also know that you can find the video recordings of our games on our YouTube channel and the audio versions on all podcast platforms. With our announcements out of the way, I hope you took a look at all of our new branding stuff across our various websites to see the character art.
He's so cute.
Now we have all kinds of fancy stuff. We have fancy character art, and we have a fancy intro. So we're going to roll the intro, and we'll be right back. Bye.
have a crab
Do
named
you
Carl.
know? You do have a crab named Carl.
That's all the important stuff that
that is
happened last time.
correct. So, after exploring the underwater temple you accessed via the big island encircled by mangroves, you decided to fill the offering troughs with oceanic vegetation. You entrusted the position on the 4th pedestal to a random crab you've named Carl, who now lives in a bucket on board the ship. By the time Sasha had helped you return to the Guerre-Lady, the day's rain had become a full-on storm, which wound up creating unexpected sandbars in the way of your journey. You helped Stomanel and the crew haul the ship off of its stranding and continued on your way. It is now midday on Hiram, the 9th day of Polar Run, and you have found a glass bottle floating on the waves that has a tiny ship inside. Rather than being whimsical, though, you have discovered something frightening. There are tiny, alive people on that ship. What would you like to do now?
I think we were trying to figure out if we could like row it and open it, not on the ship.
Yeah, there was some discussion of maybe going and trying to pop the bottle open like over the water, or I could fly it over to an island.
Yeah, I think we were going to row it out in a rowboat.
I will take this opportunity to remind you that you currently have 1 advantage on a check or saving throw banked up from the audience and their channel points.
Well, I don't appreciate that reminder. I feel like that.
I'm just letting you know your options while you're coming up with a plan. I'm letting you know that is a thing that you have.
Can I roll
when
for
you open the
planning
cork?
with advantage?
When you open the cork, like save to not get squashed by a giant ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
At least when the ship crushes our rowboat and pushes us underwater, we'll have a little bonus to prevent us from drowning right away. Okay, yeah, I think that's our plan, right? Who's gonna do it?
Yeah.
I mean, we can like all go out together. I figured we could just like have it and kind of like nuzzle it into the sand where it's breaking, so that way it doesn't get washed out. But also we can like open the cork and like run away, and hopefully be fine.
Why do I have this image of like tying a string around the cork and then like
like a tooth?
Would that work? I have to like wedge it in some rocks and then like
Yeah. Are we right near an island right now, or are we out in the middle of nowhere?
You are not.
Okay.
You were by one of the small islands to the north of the big island when you got stuck on the sandbar, but you are north of the little islands now.
You mean the island
right.
that we just ecologically devastated by introducing rats to it?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
That wasn't at all a thing that happened because I know lots of Seabird Island researchers. Not at all.
Yeah. We have now driven several bird species extinct in Arda. That's something to add to our little resume for our group that doesn't have a name. Okay, so all right, can we take the rowboat out? Stomanel, Captain Stomanel, Captain Last Shield, will you let us borrow the rowboat for like a little bit? Like maybe try and set these people free?
To do what?
All right, so here's our plan. We want to.
What people?
Oh,
we haven't told any of the crew about the ship and the bottle yet.
Some
which means
of the,
we also haven't told them about the giant tentacle monster that did this.
The big guy knows.
The big guy knows. Claude knows.
The big guy. The big.
Yeah,
tall...
someone else is involved.
Claude.
What's his name?
Claude the Navigator? Or are you talking about
Claude.
or are you talking about Horfear the lookout?
I feel like they have both been hanging out with us while we've been.
That's true. Yeah, they were both around.
Yeah.
But Stomanel did not. This happened. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Claude's like second in command, right?
No. Vinalda is the first mate. Claude is the navigator.
He's like third in command. Like 6 people on the ship. What rank does he have? Can we just borrow a rowboat? Just like a little bit. We promise not to turn it into a monster and then fight it.
What?
I mean, can we just borrow the rowboat? That's fine.
I mean,
Why-
so like Horfier and Stomanel and Claude are all looking at you now because you did call Stomanel over. She's just like
Okay, so there are tiny people inside this bottle.
she like crouches down to look. Oh my god. Oh no. What? Where did you get this?
It was in the water.
The ocean.
Oh yikes.
He said a tentacle monster did it.
What?
I mean, technically they went like this.
Yeah, technically they did
Yeah,
that.
we can't really talk to them right now because they're like stuck in the bottle and they're tiny.
But we have been writing them notes, and Kay like holds up like the piece of paper with all the little with all the writing on it.
Yeah, and what we've gathered is magical tentacle monster trapped their boat inside this bottle.
Like
5 days
a
ago.
week ago or something. Yeah,
Hmm.
So we were thinking,
they're from
pull the cork
Tenebria.
out of the bottle. Yes, they are from Tenebria. Yes.
Uh-huh.
So we're thinking, pull the cork out of the bottle,
Uh-huh.
but we figured maybe returning to size on top of your boat, probably not a great idea.
Yeah.
So we want to row it out over there, and then like pull the cork out. So if
Okay.
it does get full sized, then it's not on the ship.
Yes. Please don't do that on my ship. Yes.
So we have your permission to take the rowboat?
You know what? Sure. Yes. Get that away from my ship. If it's cursed or it's like bad magic or what, I don't want it crushing my ship.
This
or my
ship's name
crew
is
or...
called like Darcy's Luck.
Darla.
Darla's Luck. It's hard to read. It's really small.
It's really
So I mean,
small.
really, like it's only lucky. It says luck on it,
They don't
Mhm.
look particularly lucky to me.
but they're not dead.
I'm giving you permission to take
Okay.
my rowboat.
Yes.
This is your lucky
Thank you.
day.
All right,
So lucky. Thank you.
cool. We promise to do everything we can to keep it from getting crushed.
Mm.
Bye!
Mm-hmm.
She hates us.
Yeah, we pay her good.
Her patience is wearing understandably thin.
It's only been like 3 days.
Like 4 or 5 by now, right?
I don't remember. It's
Yeah.
it's only yeah. Yeah. So
Yep, so
Alright,
we
we can-
are gonna lower the rowboat down, and then I guess all 3 of us are gonna get on the rowboat.
Okay.
And
who's gonna
Uh,
row?
Cedric.
Okay, Cedric. How far away from the Gerlady are you?
I have to do
planning
it
on
like
rowing?
this
Yeah.
to get the paddles in the water. To get the
Better
oars
than
in
it
the
would
water.
be for Nautia.
Yeah.
Well, that's making my shoulders hurt just thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
How far away from the Gerlady are you going? And are you going in a particular direction, or are you just kind of getting away?
Yeah, I feel like get away. I feel like we can't see anything around us, so I feel like every direction is the same. Like, and I don't think we know enough to say like we're gonna go leeward.
I mean,
Or
you
something.
know that the continent is to the east, but other than that,
All right, let's go this way.
I would think further out to sea would be suboptimal. Like I would think we'd want to go if in any direction closer to the shore, though I don't know how shallow.
Just
how
imagining
quickly
Nadia saying suboptimal.
No.
And Kay and Cedric both
This
just
is
being
not
like,
Nadia talking.
what?
Nadia
What
would
is
be
that?
saying, I feel like the big monster may be more likely away from land than toward land.
That checks
Sure.
out.
maybe it's
Sure.
an
Yeah.
amphibious.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Could be. We do not know.
So closer to land is what you're saying. So you want to go that away.
Yes.
Works for me.
Okay.
Paddle, paddle, paddle.
Paddle,
I feel
paddle,
like 200
paddle.
feet. Like not
200
too
feet?
far.
Okay, yeah. You can probably do that without having to make a check. So you paddle about 200 feet away from the Gerladi. They've stopped, of course, because that's how you got the bottle and whatever. And here you are, floating, bobbing on the ocean. Bobbing along.
I could fly it out a little bit away from the boat.
Yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. Thumbs up. Yeah.
All right.
We'll wait over here. Try not to get any seawater in it in case it doesn't. Don't drown them.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, I guess my strategy's. How much of this would Nautia think of? I think because she doesn't want to just like lay it in the water because I feel like it would immediately fill up, and I think she would be smart enough to figure that out. So yeah, I guess she would just sort of be holding it just above the water. And did you say was the cork like sealed on, or was it just
there's just a cork jammed in. There's not like wax or whatever. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Oh, we have to go back to the boat and get a corkscrew. Come back.
Just find a duck. Everyone's upset.
I guess she'll just try to pop that cork out.
Okay, so you're like holding it a little above the waves and pull the cork out? Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. So you do that. So you two watch Nautia kind of fly away carrying this bottle, and she goes a little away from you and hovers down close to the water with her wings still pumping and pulls the cork out of the bottle, and nothing happens. Now you just have a cork in one hand and the bottle with the tiny ship and the tiny sailors inside it above the waves.
Go back!
Okay, I'm gonna sort of put the cork back in so no one falls out and then fly back. Okay, that didn't work.
Amazing.
This would be her concern. There's tiny people in this bottle and she's moving it around. I don't want anyone to fall out.
I appreciate your concern. I'm sure they appreciate it too.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So that didn't work.
I'm not jostling them around too much.
All right. Plan B, we find that tentacle monster thing and we kill it.
That was the opposite of what I was hoping to do with the tentacle monster.
Yeah. Can't we just keep
not get the tentacle monster involved at all?
We should just keep the ship with us. And then, like, maybe when we get back to New Seychester, like, Trinket will know what to do with it.
If we can open the bottle safely, can we let the people out so they can talk to us?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I wonder if we can hear them.
Do it.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Zoom's not going to let me do this, is it?
What are you trying to do?
If I have to do, like, really high-pitched little voices.
Oh.
We can find out!
Our ship is free of rats now, right? So hopefully
you don't know.
all be... Oh, shit.
Maybe they'll conquer and ride the rats.
I'm getting, like, borrowers vibes.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, that
Sorry,
did not
everybody.
work. Cool.
Row back to your ship.
Okay. Paddle, paddle, paddle. You make it back to the ship. You make it back up onto the ship with the bottle. Naughty, if you look inside the bottle while you've been carrying it, all of the little people are either, like, not on deck or, like, the few that are, like, holding tight to something.
I was assuming so. I had sort of in my head, like, oh, Kay should probably write them a note that says, hang on.
All right. I'll be like, we need to set this bottle in a hammock so that it at least, like, isn't super getting jostled. I assume Horfear and Captain Laughshield are on deck when we get there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Someone else like, yeah, I did not see another ship appear, so they're still in there?
Yeah.
Oof.
They
That
described,
sucks.
tentacle monster that shrunk them. Is that anything that you have heard of? Magical tentacle monster.
That was
Um,
I mean, like, there are lots of big, scary sea monsters. Tentacles could be several different things. I've never. I mean, the sea is filled with wild tales, but I don't know that I've ever heard of something quite like this. And she's like still peering into the bottle of
Yeah.
the little people. Like, I think you can probably see it in her eyes. She's thinking, "Oh my god, this could have been us," kind of thing. Like,
mhm.
Oh yeah.
You can wave to them, and Kay like waves to them again.
she
to
waves
demonstrate.
like one finger. Like,
All right. Well, at least they'll be easy to feed.
Yeah, do they have food in there? Are they hungry? We should write them a note. Kay writes, "Are you hungry?" and like puts it against the wall of the bottle.
the ones that are on deck like vigorously nod their heads and wave, and yeah.
Oh yeah, we should definitely like, I don't know, try and get some food in there.
All right.
Kay like
Well-
runs down to the galley and sees like what she can like cut up to be small enough to like
Mhm.
push through with like a stick or something.
Yeah, I
Have to,
mean,
like climb down the sides of the boat.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, just like you talked about this when you were grabbing food to take to the island, I think that like, you know, you're still very early on in your journey, so like there's meat and cheese and even some fresh fruits and veggies and bread. Like there's a variety of things in the galley that you could, you know, use in this moment.
Are there chopsticks?
Big chop.
I feel like that's the easiest way, or like a toothpick. I guess you can stick a toothpick in like the cheese and like stick it through the bottleneck and like plop it on deck.
Sure.
Give them
an
giant,
hors d'oeuvre.
like, man-sized
Yeah.
amount of cheese.
I mean, the hors d'oeuvre is like this big to Kay, but it's
Yeah.
probably like this big to them.
Mhm. Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff like that, sure. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
she
We
just like
feed them.
puts it.
We do that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you can see them. It's weird, like surreal, because Kay, you think about like watching ants come to a piece of food that's been dropped on the cobblestone street, and like how they, you know, scurry up and break off chunks and scurry away. Like the people on the ship are doing the same
That-
thing. It's kind of weird to watch. Yeah.
Pathetic.
And again, some of them are moving like fairly slowly, or like you see some people, because like they're really tiny, but you can make out some individual differences. Like some people will like go and break off like multiple chunks and come back and forth several times, so it looks like maybe they're bringing food to people who were not able to make it on deck.
Hmm.
Do we want to see if any of them want to try to come out to talk to us?
Sure. I mean, it's open
Yeah.
now, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
I
and
feel
nothing
like
bad
we've got
happened.
it like sitting on top of like a towel or something like that, so that it's like steady.
Mm-hmm.
The cork out.
Okay.
Kay writes, "Do you want to come out and talk to us?" And she like slaps it against the side.
Okay. So you see a few of them sort of like read the note and like converse amongst themselves, and then you watch as like three of them start climbing down like the side of the ship, the netting and stuff, and sort of like they have a little trouble once they get to the bottom of like the nets and things that are on the side, because like normally there's water
supposed to be
there,
water there.
right? And
Mhm.
so but it also it's like, oh, like there's no water there, but also there's glass, and so like they struggle for a minute or two to sort of like figure out a safe way to get out of the bottle. But eventually you do see these three tiny figures exit. So there are two that are of a similar height, and then one that is quite a bit smaller than the other two.
Hmm.
About how like tall are they? Are they like an inch tall? Are they like?
I mean, if you
Smaller?
think about like the average like, you know, ship in a bottle
Yeah.
size, so like they'd be like pretty wee.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said,
Pretty
they're,
wee.
you know, they're big enough that you can make out some like individual differences in like clothing and stuff, or like the differences in the heights of these three, but like yeah, they're very small.
I guess we patiently wait for them to make their exit.
Okay. You said you had it on like on a towel on a table. Okay, so eventually they like get to the lip of the bottle, which is a ways above the towel on the table.
Sort of put something underneath there, like more towel maybe.
Okay,
like,
yeah, so they can
so
sort of like
a
climb,
surface.
walk down the
Yeah.
towel. Yeah. And then there are these 3 people standing on the towel, sort of looking up at all of you. I have to do a very high pitched voice now.
Oh boy.
We must be so loud to them. Kay like tries
Probably.
to whisper. She's like, I don't want to be super loud.
So one of the 2 of the taller ones, relatively, is like, where are we?
We're like right off the coast of the Big Island, right? Sort of.
No, we're north of the small archipelago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we're up the coast. We're I'm not sure what you'd call it.
You're on a towel, on a table, on a ship in the ocean.
This is the look that Cedric is giving you.
They're so small.
And a hole
They're
in the bottom
They're
of the
small,
sea.
not stupid.
Okay, but
Not stupid.
okay, but I would be freaked out if I was fished out of the ocean by a fish and then brought out to the ocean again and then brought back where it's dark and then got plopped on a white thing where it's dark. I just thought I would provide some context. Excuse me.
We must have looked like they were getting picked up by another sea monster when
Yeah.
Right?
As you guys are bickering, you can hear some squeaking from the figures on the table, and the same one pipes up and is like, "We really appreciate you fishing us out of the ocean. That was a dire circumstance that we were in, and thank you for the food. If there's a way for us to get fresh water, that would also be really valuable for many of the sailors."
Oh, water. Right. Kay runs to go get something. I guess she do you bottle caps exist in this world?
You can find a thimble.
And find something.
Yeah,
small
there
to
we
put
go.
it
Find
in.
a thimble and then fill it with water and tuck it in.
Some of the ant people start working on that too.
Yeah.
Are they small enough that they can pick up droplets of water?
Oh,
I feel
probably.
like that level of surface tension
Magical.
would be so cool at that
would be
level.
so cool. I feel like that's been done in a Pixar movie, right? Where they drink in An Ant's Life, right? They do that with Coke.
Ants,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bugs Life did, yeah. Though I will also say I do recall years ago some sort of stupid article talking about in the Honey I Shrunk the Kids type of shrinking, basically you couldn't eat or breathe if you
Right.
had been just shrunk because all the molecules are the wrong size.
Something
in your whole
magic.
body. Magic, hand wavy magic.
It happened
Yeah.
a while ago. They were in a bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole any way that you can think of shrinking things or making them bigger or whatever, it's oh, okay, this is just scientifically there are so many problems with this in so many ways.
Yeah.
Kay squats, so she's eye level with these guys.
Yeah.
And she's like, what are your names? I'm Kay, that's Cedric over there, and that's Nautia who fished you out of the ocean.
So the tiniest of the 3 makes a surprise squeak and goes, "Kay, is that you?"
Yes? Who are you? I'm so sorry. You're very small.
It's F,
It's
your gnome older brother.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my what? We just thought you upped and left one day. Oh my god.
I did to go sailing.
How's that working out for you?
He crosses his arms.
Yeah, Cedric covers his eyes. He just shakes his head. Probably not great, Kay. Probably not great.
This is
Wow.
a sibling matter. You keep your face out. He just left one day. He didn't say anything. He just left. Excuse me if there's some family tension, okay?
Amazing.
Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. Could you what happened? Someone just went on deck and was like, so we assumed magical tentacle monster, but what actually happened?
So between I guess the figures, well, you asked what their names were, so you know F Prowl. And then the one that was speaking to you before says, I'm Captain Samuel Karn. And the other one is his second in command, Philip Edgewater. I'm not going to do the squeaky voice the whole time. They are, the Darla's Luck is a merchant ship. And basically what the three of them tell you, sort of taking turns to tell this story, is that, yeah, they were sailing kind of with a little bit of conversation back and forth. They figure out that, yeah, they were a little northwest of where you seem to be currently. And more or less of a sudden, these huge tentacles with, suckers on them came up out of the ocean and just wrapped around the ship. Sorry, I'm reading my notes. Yeah, they thought it was like a kraken or something, and that the tentacles would crush them, but instead, like, the whole world, or, like, all their vision went black as the tentacles surrounded the ship, and then all of a sudden they could see again, and after some time of trying to figure out what was going on around them, realized that they must be in a bottle adrift on the sea.
So terrifying. I hate it so much.
Thanks.
Do you have any possible ideas of how to undo this?
I mean, their best thought is it's magic, so some way of undoing magic, but they have no idea what the creature was or, like, why this happened to them or whatever, so, yeah.
Given the description, can Nautia try to think if she's encountered anything that could possibly match this description or know what this is?
Yes.
Like, there can only be so many giant tentacle monsters in the ocean.
Yes. You don't have knowledge history, is that correct?
No, I have nature and local.
Okay, you can do either or both of those for different information, potentially.
Okay, I'm gonna do both, because they're very different questions. Because one is, like, generally, like, does she know of a large theoretical creature, but also have the locals told her about?
Right, yeah, exactly.
All right, so nature is a 21.
Yeah, I mean, you're from the elemental plane of water. You know that there are lots of scary beasties in multiple dimensions that have, tentacles and things like that. So you're thinking, everything from, like, regular, like, octopus, squid, cuttlefish, all the way up to, like, actual kraken-type monsters and things like that. Yeah. So, like, yes, there are a variety of things that this could be.
Yeah, because I know the thing that I've been thinking on is, like, okay, it's got to be something giant with tentacles, but also something that has the capacity to do that kind of magic. So I wasn't sure if that was something she would know. And then for local, has she heard stories about anything? That's a 2, so that's a 4.
Nope, no idea.
Yep, that's a 2. Just double checking. The angle was weird. I was like, that's either a 1 or a 2. I'm pretty sure it's a 2. It's a 2.
We have a reroll.
You do have a reroll.
Should we do the reroll? I think a reroll sounds like a great idea if you guys are okay with using it for that.
Thanks, audience.
Why?
Nope,
9.
we're cursed with stupidity and ignorance.
We do not know. No idea.
I think
Nautia basically got the... Okay.
With a night's rest, I could probably prepare enough magic to try a spell that would disrupt some magical effects. I don't know if it would be powerful enough to disrupt this, but I could try and dispel this. It's the only other idea I have other than track this tentacle monster down and stab it in the brain.
Easy peasy.
Specifically.
Easy peasy, yeah.
It can't be hard to find. It's huge.
It's right. It's huge. It's smaller than the ocean though, so
Yeah.
The ocean's a big place.
Wait, so here's the thing. Like, theoretically, do they even need the ship in the bottle? If we can get all the people out and just keep them fed and stuff on the ship, and then, like, maybe we can just reverse the magic on them and the ship is just lost.
sure. I mean, if nothing else, I feel like the ship in the bottle is probably convenient. I assume they have
That's
like
true.
furniture that's their size, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's true.
All of their hammocks.
Yeah. All their stuff is probably in there.
I mean, and like, there's not really any compelling reason to get rid of the ship in the bottle at this point because, like,
I mean, what are we going to do? Are we just going to carry it on our adventure with us? And, like, won't that be uncomfortable?
We could leave it here on the ship where it's safe.
Yeah.
you know, until we get back, and then, or until they get back, and then they can try to.
What if the Kraken comes to this ship? Will that ship in the bottle get any smaller? Will it be like a ship in the bottle on a ship in a bottle?
There's
I
a
don't know
lovely
anything
thought
about.
that. Isn't nightmare-inducing at all.
Immediately thinking of putting a bag of holding in a bag of holding, but
Yeah, right.
sure, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what
The
happens if you
ship's
put
all
a
the way
bag of
down.
holding in the
Oh,
bag?
None of us
you
know.
tear a hole in extra dimensional space if you put two like pocket dimensions. Like if you put a bag of holding inside a bag of holding, yeah, you like tear a hole in the space time continuum and bad things happen.
Doctor Who comes and yells at you.
Yes.
Okay, well, why don't we just like leave this set up here and we can like construct some stairs, you know, up to the lip. So that way if they want to talk to us, they can get out without needing assist like an elevator every time.
Okay.
I don't know how to build tiny little stairs, but we can give them some wood, maybe.
Yeah, or like, I don't know, like a book or something.
Just sort of like a.
A book?
It's like a ramp,
Yeah.
just a plank to.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
I'm sure they have woodworking tools in there. They're a ship, after all.
Yeah.
Have
Should
a-
have stuff for repairs and stuff. Can give them some toothpicks to work with.
So yeah,
This is fine.
yeah, this is fine.
I think you're just seeing sort of an existential dread on Nadia's face that just won't quite go away. She's
It's
trying
on
to
mine
imagine
too,
this
man.
giant magical tentacle monster because she's just like thinking through all the things that she knows exist, and she's just like one of those, but it can do magic.
Mhm.
It can turn a ship into a tiny ship in a bottle.
Kay is rocking her 17-year-old self and is convinced that nothing like this could ever happen to her. So she's not worried at all.
That's the whole mood.
I never thought this could happen to me.
Yeah.
It just doesn't cross her mind because that's just not a thing that she thinks of.
Yeah, exactly.
It's the kind of thing that happens to your older brother, who's probably
Yeah.
fully capable of handling it.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, he's the one that went out on the ocean on his own, you know?
Really.
Exactly,
but-
right. Something that Kay has never
The
done.
first of two brothers to go out sailing.
Mm-hmm. Kay, like squats down, like look at them again. She's like, so were you headed back to New St. Chester? Like, or were you headed towards Tenebria? Like, what was what were you doing?
So the captain is like, we were transporting a shipment from Tenebria to Udavin, to one of the colonies, and we went a little off course with the currents around Arda, and then poof,
Here we are.
poof.
Well,
Hey.
we're headed north along the Arden coast.
Yeah, we're gonna go see a volcano, which seemed scary, but now compared to the ocean, doesn't seem as scary anymore. So thanks, I guess.
Great.
Why would you want to go to a volcano?
There's stuff
there's-
inside.
Cool
Yeah.
stuff there.
Stuff inside.
Magic reasons.
It's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
This
secret magic reasons.
Mm-hmm.
You, yeah, you can't tell you. I mean, Kay will probably tell you if you ask her.
Yeah,
She'll
probably.
tell you the whole.
Yeah.
She can give him the whole
Yeah,
thing.
but it might take like 30 minutes. So just make sure that you've done getting your droplets of water back to the crew and everything like that before you ask.
Keep everyone hydrated. It's important.
Yeah. Do you want us to just like leave the cork out and like leave?
Yeah,
you
what
this?
can we
Like,
do
we'll
to
just-
make you the most comfortable?
They sort of like look at each other and like, we don't really know. The food and water are a great start, but getting small would be optimal.
Cool. Well, we're gonna try some magical fix tomorrow, and then if that doesn't work, then we might have to wait a while until we get back to New Seychester and consult some experts.
But you won't be in the ocean anymore. And you can go see the parents. Then I don't get to be the only child that ran away and gets in trouble all the time. You can take some with me.
Great.
That sounds great. That sounds like a great
Looking
incentive.
forward to that.
That's the small cost it'll take, so that way
He
you
crosses
can be big
his arms
again.
again when you say small cost.
Didn't you miss me?
I think he looks angry. I'm just
is a
my
tiny
eyes
little
aren't that
scrunched up
great,
face.
but yeah.
Just looks like
Okay,
his
like-
features all just vanish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kay like runs upstairs and asks if she can use the periscope. Is that what it's called? The like
The spyglass?
telescope-y-
Telescope.
That thing, yeah.
Boop. Boop. Boop.
That thing.
Periscope.
I tried hard. Anyway, she goes upstairs to see if she can borrow it.
Yeah, Stominel's like, sure.
She like runs back downstairs and like looks at it backwards. They're backwards, so she can
kind of like
see
follows
them.
you down the stairs to see.
See,
what
they're
you're
like
doing.
magnified now. If you look at it backwards,
Oh,
they're, like,
Make everything look
now.
further away if you look through it.
that's
I was
clever.
gonna say, I'm pretty sure it all looks farther away,
Yeah.
but also
no, it's, you can
seems
do
far
it with
away.
binoculars. You can flip the binoculars around and it magnifies things.
No, it makes everything look further away.
No, it makes things look bigger.
I don't have my
Do you have
binoculars,
any
in this
binoculars?
room.
Where are
No,
my
we do it
binoculars?
to look at the bird guides do it all the time, so you can like see micro orchids and stuff. Like you get a zoomed in detail. It's just in a small little circle.
I don't have any binoculars here.
Mine are in another room, but anyway.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure where mine are, but they are not in this room.
All I
don't
have on the
think.
desk is this little.
Yeah, so like you can. that's why,
A telephoto lens.
Right. So
Smart.
if you take a wide angle like macro lens and you flip it, or if you take a wide angle like landscape lens and you flip it on your camera backwards, that's how Thomas Shahan gets all those pictures.
Oh,
of, like,
right.
spiders and stuff because you
Mm.
reverse the optics when you look at it backwards.
Mhm.
All right, hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I couldn't see anything through my macro lens, but I do have a wide angle lens here. So,
All right.
oh wow,
It's
no. I'm gonna go back to this because the aperture is way too tight on that one, and this one has a manual aperture.
Science.
Huh?
what?
Huh?
It's just looking at his fingerprint.
Smudge your don't
Yeah.
smudge your lens.
That's fine. Huh? I can't get it to focus, but it does look big.
All right. Well, Stomanella's impressed that you thought of that, Kay.
She's used to looking at things all the wrong way around when you dumpster dive
called
and are like,
creativity.
"What's this?"
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, you can get a better look at them. They do appear a little emaciated, a little sunburned. The glass focuses the sun.
Yeesh.
I can see my fingerprint.
Congratulations.
It's crazy, right?
Genuinely, I'm sitting here trying to do like the math
This
on the
actually
optics, and I'm
works.
like, that shouldn't work.
I know.
Wait a minute.
We need a
This is a macro
physicist.
lens,
Uh-huh.
and it's working as a macro lens.
Uh-huh.
Just backwards.
Uh-huh. No, see, I was saying you should have a telephoto
Yeah,
lens,
that's
right?
Mm-hmm.
I have a telephoto lens.
Gentle
I
with
was
the
gonna say
lenses.
he's
Did
gotta
you
have a
hear him
telephoto
slam
lens.
that on the table? Oh.
He gets good bug pictures, though. Check out his Instagram.
He does.
They're
That's why.
extremely good.
Yeah. There we go. Let's try this. Podcast listeners, you're just gonna have
You
to
could be,
watch the
I
video.
mean, you could be like looking at your keyboard or something other than, I guess you're just trying to move like the.
Yeah, it's
focal
easier to move my
distance.
finger closer to the. That,
Mhm.
I'd be
Okay.
like,
Okay. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, actually,
That's
that
fair,
works
that's
pretty
fair.
good.
Yeah? So does it make things bigger?
Shrug? Non-committal shrug? Is that
No, I think he was like
Yeah,
comparing.
I don't know about like. It's like smaller, but I can see more detail.
What?
It's like smaller. It made things smaller,
Mm-hmm.
but I can see more detail.
But I like
Like it's
yeah.
like a super
it's
fisheye
just correct.
like effect, right? Where it's like everything's kind of stretched weirdly.
Huh.
But Nancy is totally right. Like I have used reverse
yeah. See, it even
connectors
says
that
Google.
will reverse.
Because like when you
A
look through
lens.
binoculars backwards, objects look further away. But if you bring an object right up to one of the eyepieces at about the same distance as your eyes would be, they work as a pretty decent magnifying glass.
So you just have to put this
Interesting.
spyglass
So it's
backwards
just super
right
close.
up against
Okay,
their
so it's
faces.
that cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah.
That starts to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's like the spoon thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can see your brother.
Optics.
Optics.
I
waves.
loved optics when we did it in like middle school. I haven't thought about it a lot since then.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to clean these lenses later.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
F waves back very awkwardly. You can see as you survey the three men standing on the towel, they all look very sort of like, sunken cheeks, sunken eyes, sunburned, like I said. Like they ran out of food. Yeah.
You guys do not look great. No offense.
They ran out of food after a week. That is bad planning.
They were off course and then further complicated, so,
Right. That was
So-
a bad. They had a bad time.
The storm was especially unpleasant.
The storm was especially unpleasant.
Wait, did they do the storm in the? They did the storm in
in
the
the
bottle.
bottle.
Oh God.
So if you
Yeah,
were
that's
wondering where
terrible.
some of their food went.
Yeah, so it may not just be that like
It's just like sitting
they
in the
ran
bottom
out
of the bottle.
food.
With a little water, yeah.
All right. Well, so I guess we can try to unmagic it again tomorrow, maybe. And until then, we're just gonna keep an eye out for a giant tentacle monster, I guess.
Cool. Well, fuck a hork here about that, I suppose.
Stomanel's still there with you, like, watching Kay use the spyglass backwards and is like, talk to Horfear about what?
The giant tentacle monster.
What about it?
Northwest.
Avoid it.
Yeah, there's no way we're going north of here if there's something that could do that out there. Holy smokes.
It's northwest. Technically, I think we're going northeast, correct?
Oh my god, my map
I
is so far away.
mean,
No, you do actually have to go kind of like northwest because there's a bump in the continent and yeah.
yeah.
So,
I mean, like at best, we're just going north.
And I mean, if it's a giant tentacle monster, like, nobody said it was sitting in one spot.
Truth.
They can move around
Like,
a
what
lot.
if it swims?
It could go
Okay.
further north.
It could also come down here.
Yeah, it might not though. I mean, I already shrank one ship. Why would it shrink another one?
It could go anywhere.
what-
Maybe just a.
What
are
kind
you
of
gonna do,
logic is that? It's not like it ate them. You could be like, oh, it ate the ship and now it's not hungry anymore. It didn't eat them. They're right there. What are you talking about?
Maybe it
Yeah,
ate
we-
99% of their mass, and that's why they're so tiny. Is
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
maybe.
consumed.
What?
And now we can't make them big again because then they'd be hollow.
They'd be hollow?
Yeah. They would only be
Incredible.
like, 1 atom per inch or something like that.
You don't know what atoms are.
No, I don't.
Incredible.
Peter,
Yeah.
speculating
I
here.
don't like this.
Me neither.
No.
Like, you're great customers or whatever, but like, I don't care what you want. I'm not going farther north
Yeah.
while there's a
I-
tentacle monster that shrinks ships around.
Well, what are you going to do about it? Were you just going to go back to New Chester?
I mean, do you have a better plan?
We can't
I mean,
fight
are
a
you
giant
just going to
tentacle
stay in New
monster.
Chester forever?
No, I'll just go somewhere else. Dude, there are lots of other shipping routes that don't involve going to a volcano through tentacle monster infested waters or whatever.
But you're the one who said it could move around.
Ah!
Hey, the ocean
She
is a
just, like-
scary place, Stomanel.
She just like takes her hat off her head and like crushes it between her hands as she like storms back up the stairs onto the deck. She's a little stressed.
That's fair.
Maybe we should go to sleep and sleep on it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much sleep I'm going to get tonight because this is
Huh?
the worst thing that has ever happened to me.
It didn't even happen to you.
Seeing it and thinking about it is the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
You died. How is that? How is this worse?
I said this. I said this several hours ago. The last time we talked about it, still the worst thing that's ever happened to me, including the time I died. That time was fine. It was bad the
K-Leg
whole time.
squats down,
he
looks
said
at F.
that multiple times. That dying was fine. I just hope the audience is keeping track.
K-Leg squats down, looks at F. She's like, so is this worse than being dead?
None of them have been dead before. They don't know.
Question is that?
He's been dead, and he says that being small seems worse than being dead. So I was
I
wondering
don't
if
even know
you
Zoom
thought.
picked that up.
No, it worked. Yeah, I heard it.
Good, okay,
I'm
good.
impressed.
Hey.
So I don't know if you think that
They all
maybe
look
like
exceptionally frightened.
I would be totally. I think I'd be all right being small versus dead, right? At least if you have a chance of not being small anymore. And then if you are small, then you have a lot less money you have to pay on rent and foodstuffs.
I mean, I'd rather not be either.
No, you found the limit.
That one filtered.
You found Zoom's cutoff.
I'd rather not be either, but, having experienced this one, I guess, I don't know. I guess I'd have to try death. And he's like, just completely confused by this whole conversation.
Well, if you do try death, I mean, you should. I guess you couldn't tell me, but someone should tell me because then I could resurrect you and be fine.
Maybe this is a lot for them to
I'm
process right now,
imagining,
Kay.
like,
Maybe.
comment cards for the afterlife now. Like, how would you rate your experience on a 5-point Likert scale?
Yeah, Likert scale. Oh, that's so good.
Can I tell my chosen sister that I died so she can come find me? That would be great.
Yeah. So,
I wasn't being sarcastic. That's how he came back. And then Kay just walks away.
yeah, we're just gonna leave you guys here for right now. We'll be back later.
Up close to the camera. Just...
Like that's how you'd experience it, right?
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Oh, no. I did not want to see that.
Don't do it.
No.
Well, we'll get back to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Let us know if you need anything.
Let us know how. We'll come back and check on you in a little while.
Okay. Ooh. Heroes.
Yeah.
Cedric and Nautia are taking this way worse than Kay is. She's like, they're small, whatever.
This is
I can't even articulate why it's so terrifying.
Cedric and Nautia are already small. I don't understand
There
what the
it
problem is.
A tall person prejudice, okay.
Privilege. It's
Yeah.
type
Yeah.
privilege, I guess. I don't.
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, if Nadia got shrunk, she'd be about the same size as F.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you'd be like a mosquito, because you can fly. You'd be so tiny.
You could fly in between raindrops, though, so that's pretty
Ooh.
cool.
Oh my god, yeah. And if you got
But
hit
why
by
would
one,
she
you
want
die.
to? Oh, that would be bad. But she heals
Yeah.
in water.
Hmm.
So it'd be a net neutral effect, maybe.
I feel like it's not immediate though, so it'd be
Oh.
like every bone in your body is now broken, and then over time
Yeah,
it
it would
heals.
be
She's made
like
of
it
water.
would smash you and then heal.
Yeah,
so it would
yeah.
be like
That would be awful.
because it's
Yeah.
like a round. I think it's 2 rounds.
Mm.
To
And then
heal.
how would she get out of the water drop anyway?
Right.
Mosquitoes
Oh my
can. They have like
God.
special covering so they can escape water droplets when they get
Well,
hit.
she can
Nice.
swim.
Yeah, she
so
has
I mean,
a
I feel
very
like
good
she
swim,
can,
so
swim inside a water droplet. But
Mhm.
oh my god, yeah.
But
it'd
that
be like,
surface
Oh,
tension
this
on
just
the
sounds
outside.
horrible.
oh, the surface tension on the outside would be oh man.
Yeah.
You'd be like, whoa. You'd be like Neo trying to like come out of the like pod in the Matrix, like. whoa.
The other thing about mosquitoes is they are extremely easy to squish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just,
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is like this is some Eldritch horror shit. It's bad.
Yeah. It's so weird because it seems like it's such a like, oh, this is good. I don't know. It seems like it should be like a lighthearted thing, but it's so upsetting. It's so deeply upsetting.
Especially since it's your brother.
Yeah.
He left home when I was young. So.
She made a long list of siblings. I had to put them all somewhere.
I did.
Yeah.
Time we just run across someone in trouble somewhere.
It's not always one of her
chance is
siblings, but
someone is a
sometimes.
sibling. Yeah, no, it's just every once in a while it's gonna be a sibling. It's fine.
Another one of the Prowl kids.
I just want to know how F is spelled, please.
Oh, he spells it EFF.
All right.
I don't know whether it's like whimsical and cute or like deeply upsetting that the Prowls just name their kids letters of the alphabet. Like I don't know if that's like cute or like really, really dismissive of them as like
People.
Yeah. But I mean, I guess like normal
It's
humans in this
efficient.
world that we currently live in, like name their kids
All
terrible
kinds of weird
things.
stuff.
So yeah.
Mhm. I mean,
Yeah,
they
the
were
families-
adopting kids off the street and raising them into productive, nice people. So,
Yeah.
Productive people. What?
Yeah,
this
the
is some
whole idea was-
capitalist BS,
I said productive,
Sheryl.
nice people. Like they're all kind, and
Workers.
one of your sisters plays the piano. Like
Yeah.
they're artistic, creative individuals.
They're whole people unto themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
How many of your siblings have we met to date?
Oh my goodness, let me
Five
find the.
or
Hold on,
six,
hold on,
maybe?
hold on, hold on. Okay, so you met Z and Evie at
Evie.
the house
Mhm.
because they're the little kids that Nautia took clothes from.
Thanks, fam.
You
B.
rescued Jay from being
Framed for murder.
framed for murder. B is the one who plays the piano. So
Mhm.
you've seen her around town. This is F. Yeah. You're missing at least one, but... Do you remember?
I can't think of another one. Those
Oh
are
no,
the-
I was
all the ones
asking Kay or Nancy if she remembers the rest of them.
No, that was a long list that I gave you like
Yeah.
3 years ago.
Yeah, I was thinking like when our first couple of Nature Check games, I have a shaved head. I was thinking about that.
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, funny. I guess I listened to those. I didn't watch them.
yeah.
Let's see. Okay, yeah, you're missing two.
Two that we've met.
Two that you have not met.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's it.
So
I assumed there
was
were-
the list of all the siblings you've met. There are two on my list that you have not met yet.
Oh, I assume there were
Okay.
26 in total. Are there not?
No.
Oh.
Or at least
Almost
not
got
that
them
I've
all.
like written down yet.
Okay.
Amazing.
Because like sometimes my family adopt people, but then they don't stay very long, you know?
Gotcha.
They're like, I like the street life.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's. What time is it?
Are we still on the same day that we got back to the boat? Or have we slept?
Yeah, what time of day is it?
Oh, so with all of that you've done, it's probably like mid-afternoon, early evening.
Okay.
Yeah. Because like you found it around midday, and so then yeah, with like going out, coming back, doing all of this, yeah, sometime in the afternoon.
Okay. Yeah, I think Cedric is going to spend some time like talking to the crew to see if they have any ideas about what might have done this.
Mm-hmm.
Like if they've heard any stories or anything like that about creatures that would do this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's basically just burning the rest of the day, trying to wait until it's time to take a long rest.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you ask, like, I mean, they're sailors. Some of them have been at it for a while, so you know, some of them have fantastical folk tales of all kinds of strange monsters living in the ocean. None that like specifically sound exactly like this, but also they're sailors, and like you've been on a ship before, so you know that sometimes they embellish stories and stuff. So it's not like you hear some fun, maybe scary stories, but you don't necessarily get any like concrete information out of the conversation. What about the rest of yous?
Kay is trying to.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Kay is trying to fashion herself a new umbrella out of stuff that she can find on the ship.
Okay. You don't have points in a craft skill as of yet, do you?
Amazing.
I do.
Hey.
What do you have?
I don't know, just this craft.
Right, so it's an in-class skill, but did you put any points or ranks in it to like?
Yeah, I put ranks. I have a +3.
Oh, but you didn't
Oh.
specify what you were crafting?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, write umbrella in there, and now you have 3 ranks in craft umbrella, question mark. I love this game. Roll me a craft umbrella check.
It could be like craft like inventions or
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well,
experimental prototypes.
Sure. So first give me a search check to see if you can find stuff on the ship with which to craft this umbrella.
Like, it would just be like a basic umbrella, so I just need like some sticks.
Oh, you don't want like
some...
a poppy one or whatever?
Well, I mean, that'd be great, but if
We'll
I
see what you
can't, I'll just use what I can find.
Okay.
A search check.
Mm-hmm.
27.
Okay, yeah, you find a bunch of random stuff. It's a ship. They go on all sorts of routes. They carry all sorts of goods, so there are a variety of odds and ends aboard if you spend some time. Like, this is going to take you a while. Like, that's a good result on the die, so, like, you're going to find a lot of cool stuff, but it still takes you a while to do so.
I feel like Kay just has an armful of, like, crap, and every time she runs past, like, Sasha or Stormal or anyone, she's just like, hey, can I use this? And they're like,
yeah, they all just sort of like start wordlessly nodding, like, yeah, sure, whatever. Like, yeah. Okay, so now roll me a craft umbrella check.
Oh my god. 17?
Yeah, so it's not necessarily like a boop, like it doesn't do that quite as nicely as you would hope, but it is a functional umbrella.
Perfect. Can I spend some time decorating it?
Sure. Of course. Amazing. Nautia.
Nautia will make sure she gets dinner before the end of the day, but will otherwise be up at the top of the highest mast looking out.
Okay. The ship is not moving. They've just sort of like sat in place because they don't really know what to do. Yeah.
As far as she can see,
okay,
for giant tentacles.
Give me a perception check for
doing.
Giant tentacles. And small tentacles. We don't discriminate tentacle size. Thanks, Nancy. No, what?
It's an actual 20! That's 28!
Like, bloodshot eyes staring. You are sure you do not see tentacles anyway. Very sure.
He sees every seabird,
Yep.
every dolphin
You're
fin,
counting diatoms
everything.
in the waves, my friend. But, like... but you do not see any tentacles.
Great.
That would have been a great opportunity for me to put flying squid in there. I'm an idiot. Oh well. Anyway. No tentacles.
Oh, I thought we were going to do a 30-minute nature check about what diatoms were, but
I mean, we can. You want to talk about diatoms?
I cannot talk about diatoms for 30 minutes. They exist. That's what I know about diatoms.
That's about what I know about
No,
diatoms.
you know more than that because you know about diatomaceous earth because it's used for arthropod control, right?
It's true?
Yeah.
Do we need to talk about that?
Sure, let's talk about diatoms. Why not? They're tiny. They live in the ocean. Ding.
Spoiler alert, they're tiny and they live in the ocean.
Okay, yes, so that's the joke. Nautia got a nat 20, so the joke you can see diatoms, or you can count the diatoms in the waves, is because diatoms are, like, microscopic creatures.
Are they considered phytoplankton?
Probably. Yeah, I think so. I think that would be
Google this.
Let's Google.
Yeah,
Type of algae.
Yeah. With, like,
And is algae considered phytoplankton?
Yes, because phyto is
Ooh.
the...
Wikipedia literally says diatoms are a type of plankton called phytoplankton.
Yeah, because
Oh, perfect.
they're the photosynthetic ones.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Right, but I was just wondering because, like, I don't know, science likes to be like, well, these are photosynthetic, but diatoms have their own names, so they're special.
Yeah, I mean, they are special, and they come in a wide variety of fun shapes, like pasta. But they are plankton, yeah.
Amazing.
And they
You're
have
not
like
wrong.
They
hard,
do, though.
Yes.
Like, they what?
they have like hard outsides, right?
Yes.
That's why you can use it in diatomaceous earth because
Yes.
it like rips up
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
like the insides of insects, which makes them dry out.
yeah.
Yes.
So why does that work?
Peter.
Amazing. Fantastic.
That's the extent of what I know how diatomaceous earth works.
I mean, I guess it pokes holes in the cuticle.
So they
Right?
so they eat it. Well, no, because
Oh no, they don't
Not
eat it. No, it's literally just a physical contact thing. Like it's just
well,
like
right,
walking
but like
across.
they're sclerotized on all the outside and the foregut and hindgut. So wouldn't it just be the midgut that would be vulnerable to hole poking?
I don't think they have to eat it for it to work. I think it's literally just like it pokes holes in the like the flexible integumental parts.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well,
Um,
yeah, but it's an irritant. So diatomaceous earth is full of diatoms. Yeah, they've been around for a super long time. They photosynthesize. They're
Yeah.
incredibly
Like-
important to the food chain of the ocean, or the food
Yeah.
web of the ocean.
Imagine a single-celled snail. Sort of like that has a little shell, and it photosynthesizes, and its little shell gets left behind, and it's so tiny. The little shell is so tiny that all the edges are super super sharp because they're just that tiny.
Yeah. Although, yeah, I guess the shell part, I don't know if I like the snail part, because it's not like there's an animal in it. It's just...
Coral, kind of.
Well, a coral's an animal, too.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
But yeah, it's a tiny little algae, so it's like a pre-plant.
How does diatomaceous
That's a spelling bee word right there. But
earth
seriously, look them
work?
up. They come in a lot of fun shapes.
It it absorbs the oils and fats from the cuticle, which is what causes them to dry out.
Oh, interesting.
okay.
Okay, I definitely
Yes.
thought it had to do with their little hard outsides, because they do have
Yeah.
like a protective shell thing on them.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This would like wicks away. That's cool. Yeah. Bless you.
Interesting.
Thank you. I muted myself on both things fast enough. I'm so excited.
Yay.
Anyway. Yeah. Diatoms. They're small. Everything else in the ocean eats them.
That's all we had.
That's all we have.
I feel like
we
this
don't know
is like
everything.
way back at the beginning when I was like, let's talk about fish, and they were all like,
Don't know anything about fish.
don't know much about biology. Yeah. Anyway.
There are colonial diatoms.
Oh.
Would you like me to? I can read you some of the Wikipedia entry on diatoms.
Give us some fun facts about diatoms.
Okay. Diatoms possess a urea cycle, a feature they share with animals, although the cycle is used to different metabolic ends to diatoms. They're unicellular, but they can also form colonies. The fossil evidence suggests that diatoms originated before or during the early Jurassic, so about 150 to 200 million years ago. The oldest fossil evidence for diatoms is from the late Jurassic in amber from Thailand.
Interesting.
Diatoms are used to monitor past and present environmental conditions and are commonly used in studies of water quality.
I think it's interesting that they were found in amber instead of like sediment. That's
Right?
weird, right? Like I would have expected it to be in sediment, but they're cool because they fossilize because they've got these little hard shells on them.
Oh.
What?
In addition to being used as a abrasive for insect control, diatomaceous earth is also used for water filtration and in cat litter and as a stabilizer for dynamite.
Interesting.
A stabilizer for dynamite. Okay, so so it's a desiccant.
Yeah.
So like it
that-
it by okay. Sure.
I mean, dynamite used to be made with sawdust as like the stabilizer for your TNT. So that makes sense.
So I'm
keeps the droplets small so they don't have a big.
I'm going to posit
Slosh.
that also means you could put your phone in diatomaceous earth if you drowned it? ? If it has these desiccating capabilities.
Your phone
I mean, it might jam up all the
But
ports,
is it
though.
so small that it would
Yeah.
get into the phone?
That's true. Yeah.
So here's an interesting one. I remembered hearing something a couple weeks back about that Saharan dust, which has been wreaking havoc here. I don't know what it's doing in other parts of the country, but it was making my life extra special cool this last few weeks. I remember them saying that it's actually a lot of the dust has like sea life in it. So I just saw something in the Diatomaceous Earth article. Some of what's in that dust is phytoplankton.
Oh.
It's ancient phytoplankton from when the Sahara was,
Oh, okay. So
water.
it's like not. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. What I know about the dust blowing off the Sahara is that it's incredibly important for the like inputting nutrients into the ocean.
That makes sense.
Like specific minerals, right?
Yeah, iron. Iron's the big one, right?
Yeah, that was the other thing I was talking about. But it's part of what's in it is marine bacteria and phytoplankton. Or no, that's what's being fed the micronutrient iron.
Okay.
But it's some of it was ocean.
The little shells left behind, maybe.
Yeah.
So from what I'm reading, air is just as good a desiccant as rice, right? So rice is not actually a good desiccant for drying your cell phone out. But
good to know.
So don't do that. But
You
maybe
can buy
do
silicone
diatomaceous
packets
earth.
though.
Yeah.
You can buy like rechargeable silicone packets. One of my clients just left me the rechargeable kind, which is cool.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah, you put them in like the microwave or whatever, right?
The oven for
the
3
oven.
hours at 300 degrees. Good thing I
That
just
makes
bought
more
myself
sense.
a toaster oven because
Heck yeah.
ovens are not typical in Ecuador. And the
And
ones
toaster ovens are great.
toaster ovens are great.
Do they have the like induction stovetops in Ecuador, or is it like a standard?
That's what I have. But my apartment is new and fancy, so my apartment was built within the last 5 years, so the rules have changed for new buildings because normally for like regular stoves you have like a propane gas tank, that you attach to your stove, like the propane cylinders, which obviously in an apartment building they don't like, because if one explodes, that's not great for the rest of the apartment buildings.
Also, it's not vented at all, right? So you just got like
like
Yeah,
that's,
it's
like
it is if you open the window.
It's like putting the propane tank
Sure.
on your grill, except inside.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like there,
Yeah.
like every like when they had that like big freeze in Texas, like they
Yeah.
had people die from like
Yeah.
trying to like heat their apartments with
Yeah.
propane grills
Like
and
camp
things like
stoves,
that,
yep.
right? It's just like don't
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But
Where it's
it's
like our apartment complexes are also like, do not use propane grills like up against the building.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Oh, yeah.
Like just the
You
fire
could
hazard
melt your
alone.
siding with a propane
Yeah.
grill. I definitely
That's
don't know that from
assuming-
experience.
That's assuming the siding is made of something that isn't basically particle board.
Oh yeah, you can catch your siding on fire too, but yeah, if
Mhm.
your siding is plastic like mine was when I was in college, you'll end up with like a big sag in your siding.
Yeah, anyway, so a lot of Ecuadorians still just have the like propane tank inside. Like my boyfriend, like his propane tank is next to the stove in his house.
Great.
Yeah. It's usually not a problem. And sometimes in the more rural areas though, it's like a little sketch, because you can see people are like, because like the gas canisters are all recycled. There's a gas truck that comes
It
and
sings.
like it sings. And
We saw it.
and you like change out your empty cylinder, but sometimes because they're recycled, like the like sticky, the plug that goes in, like the valve that goes in, isn't quite situated right. So you'll see people just like put a rock on the top of it to like get it to sit in there, and then they cook with their stove. It works.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
Diatoms, I think.
Yeah.
Well, so Nautia
Amazing.
sees all kinds of cool things, but not any tentacles.
She sees everything, just no giant tentacles,
Yep.
which is fine. That is a productive use of her evening, and then she can go sleep.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else have anything else they'd like to do with that night? Okay. Then you all go to sleep and wake up the next morning. The weather is getting clearer than it was, which is kind of nice.
All right.
Cool. All right. First thing, I'm gonna go up and cast dispel magic.
Smell magic.
Dispel magic.
Are you gonna do that on
smells
the
like
boat?
enchantment.
Has
Like
Has
a
rich undertones.
It's like
rich
it's,
undertones of necromancy.
it's like detect magic, except you're just like dispel magic.
Yeah. So dumb. Yeah, not on the boat. I feel like this is another like.
Not
All
on
right,
the boat.
Okay,
wake
paddle,
up.
paddle, paddle.
First
Oh my
thing,
god,
paddle,
that
paddle, paddle.
entry for this spell is so long. Ah.
5 hours later.
It is really long. You make a dispel check.
Okay. So basically, you can either do a targeted dispel or an area dispel. Targeted dispel targets one object, creature, or spell as the target, or an area dispel will affect everything in a 20-foot radius. But it has a really long range.
It sounds like the area dispel basically allows me to make individual dispel checks against all of the spells in that area.
Right, yeah.
So-
or targeted dispel would just be like one spell or spell effect. Yeah.
I mean, obviously I don't want to like dispel just the bottle or something like that. So do I have a sense of whether I should try one or the other?
Give me do you have spellcraft? You should.
Let's see. Spellcraft, I do.
Okay. Yeah, give me a roll on that.
It's a 17.
Okay. Yeah, so you think about sort of like how this whole ship in a bottle situation is set up and the story that they told you about the tentacles sort of wrapping around them and all of a sudden poof they were tiny and in this bottle, and you're thinking that it was like one thing that happened all together. So you're assuming that like the bottle is not like a separate magic effect from the shrinky dinking. It's like it just all
One spell.
happened. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to do a targeted dispel.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So you have to make a dispel magic check against the DC.
Okay. So that's a a D20 plus my caster level. So my level, which is 5, right? Level 5?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It is a 24. Rolled a 19.
Wow. Yeah, so you, like, how were you, had you just, like, set the bottle in the water again? Was somebody holding it? Like, how did you go about doing this? Because this has a range, like, that you can cast Dispel Magic at a distance.
I think I set it in the water.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I set it in the water and then, like...
Back up a bit.
Yeah. Basically, like, reached out as far as I could and, like, placed it in the water and then, like, step back and...
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, I could fly it out and, like, set it down and then get clear.
Sure. Okay.
So, Cedric, what does your Dispel Magic, like, look like?
I think, I mean, basically, I'm envisioning the kind of flow of magic around an object, and then like I think it all basically happens inside my head, but I basically visualize the flow of magic and then like conjure a giant mental hammer and just smash it. Like I'm just trying to like destroy this magical construct.
Yes. Amazing.
I was like, it either has to do with fire or a hammer. Like
I love the hammer. That's super cool. Yeah, so this like kind of spectral hammer maybe. Yeah, it comes out and it's like sort of visible, sort of not, and like cracks down on the bottle, and the bottle sort of like shatters into not like pieces or shards of glass, but into sort of like flecks of magic dispersing, right? And you watch the whole ship grow, and you know, because it's growing and displacing water, like your rowboat gets rocked on the waves and you get pushed back a little, but all of a sudden the full-sized Darla's Luck is floating there on the ocean next to you. That was a really good check.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my god, I can't believe we let Nautia use up the last reroll. I didn't roll so terrible.
No, you rolled a 19 plus 5, right? Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really good.
I'm so happy
but
that worked.
First time I've ever rolled good on this show.
Ever.
you made it count. Kay is like on the rowboat, like woo, like whooping and like
yeah, you can
not
hear.
helping.
You can hear a huge cheer go up from all the sailors on the ship. Like, I don't know if you had explained what was going to happen to them before, but they pretty quickly realized that they're back to normal. So, yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, I think Cedric is kind of like weak in the knees and kind of like kneels down to the bottom of the rowboat, and it's just kind of like, all right, great, okay, cool.
Kay like plops next to him and she's like, you did it! Oh my god, that was amazing! She's like heading on the back like really hard.
Yeah, he's just like kind of
best.
ignoring her. It's just like, all right, cool, all right, good. Yeah, great.
Did you see that hammer? Oh my god, that was so cool.
Yeah, I've never actually done that before, so I didn't really know that the hammer was going to be like visible. Like I've really only kind of like read about it, so that's cool. I mean,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
You saved my brother.
Saved the whole ship.
That's true.
We should probably give them some food, no? Because like they're still a little ways out from.
Yeah. Plus, they all had like a gram of cheese yesterday, so they're probably all hungry again.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's lots of cheering on the Darla's Luck and the three of you there at the rowboat. Yay! Good job, team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's row over there and then like climb aboard if they'll have us.
Sure, yeah. And while the team rows over to the side of the Darla's Luck, let us take our halfway break. Seems like a good time for that. Alrighty. Thanks so much to everyone who's watching. Thank you for having spent your channel points to give Nautia a reroll earlier. All kinds of good stuff. Yeah, but we will be back in a little while for the second half of the game. Thanks.
Great.
We're back. There's popcorn happening.
Hello.
I got Hawaiian pizza.
Gross.
Ha.
You're fired. All right. We're back. Cedric did an amazing job dispelling the magic spell that was keeping the Darla's Luck captive inside a glass bottle. So now you have a full-size ship with full-size crew members floating in the ocean next to you and your rowboat.
With a full-sized appetite, I'm assuming. Can we help them out with some food?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you said you were going to row over and...
Yeah. But I feel like we'd like the Gerlady to pull up alongside and like lash together, right? Like we probably need to get the crews together and have a chat.
Confab, yeah.
Yeah, so you can, they sort of, come back together. So that you've got the Gerlady and the Darla's Luck. The Darla's Luck is a bit bigger than the Gerlady. Like, the Gerlady has this, like, very small crew, and it's just for making sort of, like, fast trips with small bits of cargo all over the place. The Darla's Luck is a bigger merchant ship that, like, like, they have, like, a full hull of stuff and go, specific routes. But yeah. So now you are all together. What would you like to talk about? Pineapple.
Hey, your brother's on the ship. Do you want to talk to him or?
Yeah, I feel like Kay has like looked for F and.
Yeah, so he's around up on the deck. Yeah.
She gives him a hug.
He hugs you back. It's nice to see you. Thanks for that. That was weird.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. You have a slinger for a friend. That's handy, I bet.
Yes, it is.
I'm Cedric, by the way.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. I'm F.
Nice to meet you.
So is this the craziest thing that's happened to you on your adventures?
I don't know if I'd call them adventures per se. I mean, it's definitely one of the weirder things that's happened on the ocean. I mean, the ocean's full of lots of stuff. Things happen, storms, whatever. But yeah, I thought like being on the crew of a merchant vessel wouldn't be that big a deal. Here we are.
Here we are.
Well, it's a way to make a living.
That is true.
Cool. So,
why are you out here?
We're looking for temples. Yeah, we're looking for temples. I mean, I told Mom and Dad already, so I guess if you're gonna go back, they'll probably like mention it. But yeah, so there are like these temples around, and you can like, that weird symbol that's on my back? Well, that's like carved into the floor. And then we think that if we activate them, then we can talk to the gods. But I seem to be the one that can like activate the activation. I can't do it by myself. There has to be other people there. But yeah, so we're looking for those because like hopefully when we get them all lit up, I guess, then maybe the lost will not be lost anymore.
Cool.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Then we also have to go to the volcano to get some bats. And do some research on it, I guess. It's complicated.
All right.
It also pays the bills. Can you believe that Jay got almost framed for murder? And that's the other thing. Yeah, he got framed for murder, and then we had to like go, and then so now we have the debt, and so we have to go collect bats to pay off his ridiculous debt.
There's the
I'm
there's the
really,
confusing info dump I was waiting for.
I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Right?
We'll just leave you two to catch up.
Yeah.
So,
I about sums it up.
What was that, Nadia?
Oh, just like assuming they're catching up over there.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there needs to be a conversation about whether we are continuing. And it might be a good conversation to have with both captains.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the name of the captain of the Dardo's Luck?
Samuel Karn.
Captain Karn and Laugh Shield.
When you say it like that, it sounds stupid. But anyway.
I mean, everybody's surname sounds stupid if you think about it hard enough.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we were headed along the coast, and we would like to continue heading on the coast, along the coast. But if there's...
Giant tentacle monster that can do bad magic?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first time you've been in those? Have either of you been in those waters before? Do you know?
Neither of them have really, like, sailed this close to the continent before. Again, Captain Karn's ship got a little off course, and Stomanel is here because you asked her to, but, like, this isn't... Again, a lot of people haven't sailed that close to Arda.
And they probably don't even know exactly where they were at that point, right?
Right,
Because
yeah.
they probably weren't within sight of land, so they're sort of a Bermuda
Well,
Triangle
and
situation.
and they very
somewhere off
abruptly
the
were
coast.
kind of... So, like,
Yeah.
they didn't have time
So
to
they
mark a point on the map.
Can't
Did they
even
have like
tell
a
us.
best guess about where they were? Can they
I
give
mean,
us
like
that?
they said, they think they were kind of northwest of where they are now, but they aren't entirely certain.
Yeah. So that's a potential risk up there.
Could we like skip around it, like sail out into the ocean sea? Oh, the ocean sea.
Out to the ocean sea?
The ocean sea.
Down the ocean sea?
The biggest
Mhm,
sea.
mhm.
That's one of the
And-
biomes
One.
when you get out far enough.
Ocean sea.
All the blocks change to ocean sea instead of
Amazing.
shallow sea, warm sea, ocean sea.
Love it.
Sorry. Do I play too much
Fantastic.
Minecraft? Could you sail out into the ocean sea and...
Skirt around this area and then come back and head into the volcano area?
Yeah, I mean, we could. It'll probably make your journey... It'll definitely make your journey longer at this point. We've been delayed a few times, but, yeah, I mean, we could do that. Still kind of nervous.
Yeah. Because, like, it could be out in the ocean. Like, it could be... If it's giant, it's probably out in open water.
These bats better be worth it.
Yeah, they totally are.
Because, like... Man. The alternative is a lot of overland, and it's a type of land we know nothing about.
I mean, the other alternative is just like a bunch of criminals murder us. So, I mean, compared to that, we think it's worth it.
Well, or like we don't go back, but then like they do bad things to Kay's family. So
Yeah.
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 Thankfully, Kay's not in this conversation, so she's not screaming at us right now.
Yeah. K and F.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's the only solution that makes sense to me, unless we skirt really close to the shore of Arda and
In water
Hoped-
that the thing
yeah.
can't get into, but also that would be dangerous for the ship.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a toughie. Because, like, if we get grounded again, that wouldn't be a whole lot of fun.
But more fun than being trapped in a bottle.
I mean, if only Arda had an intercoastal waterway, this would just be problem solved.
Yeah, we should just cut a canal through the entire continent.
Reverse the flow of the river like they did in Chicago.
Yeah.
Man.
I think we stay close to the shore, and we get grounded again. We can experience that now.
I
We
can
can.
keep lookout for both giant tentacle monster and sandbars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That
seems good. We'll
that's a
probably be
foolproof
fine.
plan. Can't go wrong.
Well, I wouldn't say that.
I wouldn't either.
Well, you just did. So thanks a lot, Nautia.
That was
Now we're
out of
fucked.
character. That was very out of character. In character, I can look out for things.
Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, we get stuck, and it adds another day to our trip, right? So we can power through that. Plus, being close to the shore might be useful in case Kay has another vision, or we encounter something else interesting, cool. I feel like all the cool stuff is on land, so like stay close to that, anyways, right?
Yeah.
Captain Laugh Shield. Is that acceptable as far as a plan moving forward?
You want to go in and hug the shore? Yeah. I mean, if we go kind of slow-ish, then maybe we can sort of like keep an eye on how we're doing and course correct to prevent stranding, maybe?
Yeah.
Plus, maybe we can map the shore a little bit. That might be worth something to somebody back in New
Yeah,
Chester?
probably. Yeah, sure. Why not?
That's what I like about you, Captain Laugh Shield. Positive attitude.
We're here for adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, adventure.
Yeah.
Dashing heroics.
Yep.
Yep.
Swear to all of the gods of the Pantheon, if my ship gets shrunk,
I'll dispel it.
Can you dispel it from if you are shrunk too? Because the area of effect is.
It's a good question, Nautia.
That's not a Nautia question. That's a Cindy question.
Oh.
That is
In
not
that
a
case-
question Nautia would know. Nautia's like, yeah, sure, you can totally, you can dispel it on us. You can do the same thing for us. If we
With
get...
Morden's guidance, I can do great things.
Okay, so here's a question: but does the spell shrink because we're shrunk? It's still because like. So can you still cast the same area of
Absolutely.
effect even if you're tiny?
No.
Yeah, no
No,
problem.
you're shooting tiny fireballs.
I'm gonna give you this one. He didn't use the area of effect version of Dispel Magic.
Cool.
Yeah. So it'd still
Alright.
just be targeting the one object being the ship, right?
Well, you targeted the one spell effect, is
Or-
what you
yeah.
targeted.
Okay.
Because, like, if you just targeted the ship, then you'd have a big ship and tiny people. And they'd all be lost between the gaps of the floorboards.
No.
Did that make it worse?
Yeah, worse.
Yes.
So much worse.
That's worse.
Yeah. It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Being eaten by ants or whatever.
Rats.
Rats, yeah.
I guess the rats would also stay shrunk though.
Pigs.
It's true.
This whole thing is just—it's such a terrifying idea. Like it's upsetting. It's overwhelmingly upsetting. It's all I can think about. Yeah.
Well, Captain... What was the other captain's name again? I've already forgotten.
Karn.
Karn. Do you need any supplies or anything like that to get you back to New Sagechester? You're like 5 days out. Can we equip you with anything?
5 days? He sort of like confers with Stomanel. So you'll remember it's taken you like 5 days to get here, but you had some delays, some intentional, some not. So you're actually like technically closer than that. So yeah, it's a little less than 5 days, but yeah, he's like,
You don't stop at the underwater temple. You don't run into a giant sandbar, and you don't run into a big storm. Okay, maybe you're like 2.5 days out.
yeah.
And you don't stop to collect coral
Snails.
and
Yep.
snails.
Oh, yep. Right. We can still see New Sagechester.
It's like all of us going on a hike together.
100%. They're still in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I just imagine that it's like on the camera, you just see open ocean, and Cedric's like, "Yeah, we're like 5 days out," and then the camera pans, and
it's like
you see Jason in the background.
Yeah, so he'll square away like what they might need with Stomanel, but yeah, you saved the ship full of people.
All right. Hooray.
Boom. Do you think people in this era have like insurance for magical stuff? You know.
I would, yeah.
Yeah.
You know. I feel like it would be like covered under like the broader umbrella of like disaster insurance.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so I was just thinking like those are sometimes called like acts of God stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like the gods aren't present, so would you still call it acts of gods or like acts of absence of gods or like
Yeah. Here There Be Monsters, Writer. You didn't get the Here There Be Monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got sentient spellcasting, coverage, but you're gonna have to pay extra for the non-sentient monster spellcaster coverage.
There's a special clause for mimics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your ship gets crushed by a kraken, you're fine, but if it gets shrunk by a sea hag, sorry,
Because it's like the windstorm versus flood argument that you always run into after a hurricane.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance companies fight because flood is like state and windstorm is private insurance. So it's always like, okay, the roof got blown off. The entire inside of the house is drowned. Is it because the water came up or because the water came down? And they fight over it. And so people whose entire lives have been completely ruined by a hurricane are stuck in this fight. So I'm now like, okay, so can you prove that it wasn't a magical sea monster?
Right, yeah.
For your ship instead of just a normal storm? Are we sure it wasn't a magical storm?
Mm-hmm. Or just like complete incompetence, because in this case, there's no physical proof that anything bad happened to them.
Yeah, but I feel like with some like zone of truths and some divination magic and stuff like that, you can like establish.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I bet the insurance company made them all sign a waiver, so it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Insurance is great.
Yeah. I feel like insurance in a magical world would be very interesting. Crime would be very interesting. Like both committing and solving crimes would be like very, very. I feel like Dresden Files should have spent more time. Have any of you guys read the Dresden Files?
I watched a little bit of the series, but I haven't read the books yet.
He's a private eye. He's a wizard.
Yeah.
They're like. They should have spent more time on like the nitty gritty.
The legal technicalities. Yep.
No, they spent plenty of time in the wizard part. They didn't spend enough time on the crime solving
I see. Okay.
part. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well, legal technicalities.
Jim Butcher, get in touch with me. We'll talk about it. Rebooting your 18-book series or whatever.
Great idea.
Anyway.
We gotta keep sailing.
Is that what you want to do? You want to go a little slow and sort of like hug the coast?
Yep.
I guess so.
Okay. So yeah, Stomanel gives the order and you continue your northward progress. So yeah, the continent here. So there's like the archipelago of islands, and then there's kind of like a little bit of a belly of the continent, and then it curves back east pretty sharply, and there's like a very deep, like, bay, I guess is what that's called. I don't know terms.
Yeah, I think that would technically be a bay.
So it's a pretty deep bay that has 3 islands in it, 2 that are kind of the size of the little ones in the previous archipelago, and one that's kind of like intermediate between those and the big island that you were on for the temple. And then the continent sort of like bellies out again to the west, the northwest on an angle. So like that's all stuff that is generally known, because people have, sort of scouted this area, but a lot of people haven't gotten real close. So yeah. But that is the direction you go. And since you're coming in closer to the shore, I guess to like keep in sight of the mainland, is that your intention?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And also just to sort of keep out of the deeper water.
Right, yeah. So in that case, you can see that sort of like, so you're north of the rainforest region. You can see the part of the mountain range, or what you think is the mountain range you were in. And then, like against the sea, you see that there's like deciduous temperate forest.
Yeah, what kind of climate are we getting into? Because we're not, are we getting like further north? Is there like a noticeable difference, or are we not going far distance?
You're going north, so like it's kind of a funny question, because like if you were outside of the area of Arda by an appreciable distance, like yeah, you're still fairly close to the equator, whatever, but like here, all of the like climate stuff and like biome stuff and how they're arranged is a little like weird and a little condensed. So like, yeah, like you're probably should still technically, biologically be seeing tropical rainforest at this point, or savanna or something, but there is temperate broadleaf deciduous forest here.
All right, cool.
It's forest that for Kay and Cedric, it's forest that looks a bit like the forest that you were in with the Ibyxians on the far eastern side of the grasslands to the south. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
This one might be dominated by different species of broadleaf deciduous trees, but like it's a similar feel.
Cool. Are there... So this forest comes like right up to the ocean?
Not exactly. There's, sort of like grassy areas, some sand dunes, stuff like that. So it's not like there's like trees right up to the edge. There are, sort of like beachy areas and stuff like that. Yeah. I guess I'm picturing kind of like, I don't know if you've been to Indiana Dunes National Seashore, but that's like fairly close to where I'm at in Chicago, and like, and there's all these like bluffs. So it's a great place to teach succession, because there's all these like sequential hills that were previous sand dunes that have now been colonized by broadleaf deciduous trees. And then like as you get closer to the water's edge, there are dunes that are, more sandy, less soil. And so the vegetation goes from these big trees to like smaller like forbs and grasses, and then like dune grasses and like willows and stuff up to the sand on the edge. So that's kind of what this area looks like. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
Indiana Dunes, great place to go hiking in the summer.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. And you could like swim in the lake there too, which is cool. So what are y'all up to on the ship? Or are you just happy to go?
Yeah, I think we're just kind of
looking out.
Hanging out.
Looking out. Okay.
Practicing my knots.
Practice. Oh, right. Yeah. You're, what did I have you roll for that last time? Was it, it was use
just
rope?
Dexterity.
Or dexterity, okay, yeah.
Was it use rope? Oh.
It's dexterity, and if you practice enough, that I'll give you ranks in use rope without you having to, like, spend skill points. Nautia, give me a perception check. Cedric, give me a dexterity check. Kay, what are you up to?
Woof.
I don't know, hanging out with the pigs or the crab or both.
Back to my usual, I rolled a 5.
Cedric gets tangled in the rope.
Yeah. Yes. Help!
Yeah.
Help!
I rolled a 2, so that's a 10.
Okay. Cool.
Big help.
So you get distracted watching Cedric tie himself up in the rope on the
That's
deck.
fair.
They're all thumbs.
Yep.
Stubby dwarven fingers.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I love because like methods have their use rope. There's a special +2 with bindings, so I'm basically sitting there like, I know how to get him out of that. I'm not gonna help, but I know how.
Yeah. It's good for him. Get himself out of that. Yeah,
Good
he'll
learning
learn a lot.
experience.
Yeah.
It's important. Sometimes you need to know how to get out of stuff.
I mean, yeah. In case somebody ties you up in a bag or whatever.
Or whatever.
Oddly specific, but
Sometimes you get tangled, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
So is that all you all are? Is that all you all are spending your day on then?
I guess so.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey, might try and make a second umbrella
Okay.
to like gift to the captain if
Sure.
it comes out okay.
Give me another craft umbrella check. I love this.
It's amazing.
A 16.
A 16. And the last one you made was a 17. So yeah, this one's almost as good.
Kay finds Stomanel and gifts her the umbrella and like shows her how it works.
Oh,
So cute.
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, you
made
can
that?
like from like the stuff on the ship.
Oh, that's.
I had
what
like
you
a
were-
really I had a
That's
really
what you were
fancy
doing.
one, but I like gave it to someone on the island for like showing us where the temple was. But so
You
that
met
I had to
somebody
make
on the
myself.
island?
Yeah, there was like a bird person.
A bird person.
Yeah,
Bird
she was, like-
person.
That's wild.
But
Yeah,
not like
there
the
were
other
people
bird
there.
people.
She was
we
like a kid though. So I gave her my umbrella, and that one was super fancy because you could like push a button, it would like pop open.
Ooh.
But I couldn't find a lot of the stuff on the ship to like when all the buttons and the springs and the mechanisms and stuff. So like this one's a little bit more simple, but yeah, it still like keeps you dry when it's rainy.
That's cool. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like it. I'll keep my hat dry.
Yeah,
Nice,
this
thanks.
is to say sorry for all the trouble we cause.
Thank you. You're not really. I mean, I am terrified about the sea monster and whatever, but like, yeah, I do this job because it's a family thing, but also because this is really a lot of fun, and I like adventuring and exploring and meeting new people. So like, yeah, sometimes stuff is weird or exasperating or scary, but like, I could have picked another job if I wanted. This is fine. But thank you for what did you call this?
It's an umbrella.
An umbrella.
Yeah, it's great because you can use it if it's like really hot outside and there's like too much sun, you can use it to like block the sun. Or if it's raining, then you can use it for the rain.
Cool.
Yeah, if it starts to stick a little bit here, just put some oil in because like, again, I didn't have everything possible on the ship. So just put a little bit of oil in there. And you can decorate it too if you want. Kay shows hers. It's pink.
Oh, wow.
Pink.
Just straight pink.
Yeah, how did
There's
you make it pink? I'm
I don't know.
I'm impressed. Now I feel like I have to add an umbrella to my Stomanel cosplay.
But like a weird umbrella that's made of
Yeah, like a
random
handmade
parts.
janky. Yeah.
Made of
Not
garbage.
that janky. It works.
Amazing.
Functional. It's gotta be pretty
Kay
good.
dyed hers black because she still has the black dye that Cedric never wanted from
the pants dye.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The pants dye.
the yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, she takes it and is quite happy with it.
I'm gonna go back to entertaining the pigs.
Oh my god, those things. Yeah, cool.
Gaze.
All about adventure.
Adventure.
Pigs.
Did you know they have names now? They're named Pam and Bacon.
Forgot that we named the pigs.
You're wonderful.
Thanks. And Kay just like skips out and goes downstairs to pet the pigs.
Amazing.
Incredible. Yeah, so you continue sailing into the evening. It becomes nighttime. Yada yada. Anything else? You good?
Oh, question.
Yes.
Did we end up having to give some of the ship's supply of clean water to the other ship?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Are
Is
you
the
going
supply
to-
like running low at all, or is it
You
like?
guys are okay for the moment, but I mean, if you wanted to do create water, you certainly could.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I will prep that for tomorrow.
Okay. Okay, anything else for that night? Cool. Yeah, next morning comes. Again, now it's like pretty nice weather. It is like summertime, so it's pretty sunny and hot now. The storm has blown away, and you are still hugging the shore. Again, you're going slower now to try to make sure that whoever's navigating can avoid stranding on sand or mud banks or whatever. But you have sort of rounded that belly of the continent and are heading kind of into that large bay. I think their plan, unless you have other requests, would be to kind of skirt around the outside of the islands,
Yeah.
but stay out of like the deeper water to the west. Is that okay with you? Yeah. Okay. What are you all doing with this day?
Same old, same old.
Same old, same old.
Yep. Keeping a lookout.
Keeping a
and
lookout.
I will refill a water barrel.
Okay. You refill some water barrels. If you're keeping a lookout, you can give me a perception check. Cedric, are you still learning knots, maybe, kind of, sort of?
Trying my best.
Trying his best.
Oh, come
You know,
on.
Dexterity, goodness.
Hey, as a big surprise to everybody, yesterday I rolled a 5. Today I rolled a 5.
Hey! Kay, what are
The
you
die
up to?
like was up on 18 and then tipped 2.
I feel like Kay is just kind of like wandering around. She probably notices Cedric struggling with the knots and she's like, I'll loop over there. And then like walks away. And her
Like
journal.
Cedric gets that one and then like immediately like tries to repeat it and is like, wait,
Oh.
I just had it.
Oh. So, Kay, you said you're what? You're just working in your journal, or?
Yeah, like her journal is now conspicuously filled with designs of umbrellas
Nice.
and like pieces and like some math and stuff.
Ooh, math. Umbrella.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, Nadia, you, what did you say you rolled for perception?
Another 10.
Another 10. Yeah. So again, you're sort of like you're still paranoid, but there's a lot of other amusing stuff going on in the ship, and you are, after all, a mephit, and you like watching people struggle with things that they're trying to do. So
I'm probably doing less of a good job of hiding that I'm laughing at Cedric struggling with the knots.
But even though you are not keeping a super effective lookout, Horfear does eventually, sort of like mid-morning, identify that there is a ship off to the west. Not the same one, not the Darla's Luck. This is a different one.
And not in a bottle.
No, this is looks like a full-size ship a ways off to the west.
Pirates?
Yeah, can we see any flags?
Perception checks.
Yeah, I'll try that one. 16?
22.
Okay.
23.
Okay. So you don't notice any flags specifically. It's still a ways off. There are sails on it. But Cedric specifically, you sort of notice like the sails are like moving in a way that doesn't seem correct. Like you sort of peer out on the horizon to look at that ship and like look back at the Gare Ladie's sails and sort of like do a compare back and forth for a little while, and like there's something wrong with the way the sails are moving. Like they're shredded, or just they're not moving the way your ship's sails are moving.
I point this out to Captain Laughshield.
Ghost ship.
And she looks and she's like, yeah, that's definitely not right. Do you all mind if
Let's avoid them?
Oh, I mean, I guess we could. They could be in trouble.
You're the captain.
I mean, you're the customers.
Shit.
We should check it out, especially if they need help.
Okay. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine.
What?
Fine.
What is wrong?
Definitely a haunted ghost ship, you guys.
Do those
I
exist?
know how to go ship.
Do what exist?
Haunted ghost ships.
I mean, I've heard stories about them, but I've heard stories about everything. Like,
Yeah, right?
sailors love to tell stories. Seriously.
I mean, I understand that we were just trying to avoid tentacle monsters,
put a security hat on.
but ghost ships are okay. They're not on the do not go to list.
Why is that?
What?
Yeah, you're okay with ghost ships, Kay?
I mean, it's probably not a ghost ship.
Probably.
I mean, it's daytime, so...
Yeah, it's daytime.
I mean,
Ghosts
how would
can
a
only
ghost
come
ship-
out at night, obviously.
I mean,
Really?
I don't know.
That's how ghosts work?
Is that how ghosts work?
It feels,
I mean,
I don't know a lot about ghosts.
When you grow up and live
When you
underground.
level up. Yeah,
When you
grow up
but those are the words that I was
Yep.
trying to get out. It doesn't really matter what time of day it is. The ghosts just show up whenever they want.
You've seen ghosts while you were growing up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Doesn't everybody have like ghost stories?
What's her sense motive here? Let's...
What is...
You haven't
What is
actually
Cedric's
seen a
motive
ghost
here?
before, have you?
There's a question of whether Cedric has seen a ghost or whether Cedric believes he's seen a ghost.
I don't know. Are you lying or persuading?
I don't know. Where do you roll?
I didn't roll yet. Are you rolling bluff or diplomacy? Do you believe you've seen a ghost, or
Yeah,
you...
I believe I've seen a ghost.
Okay, then roll diplomacy.
Okay.
Amazing.
My diplomacy is going to be terrible.
Shockingly, Cedric doesn't have a high diplomacy score.
That is a 20.
A non-natural 20?
Yeah, total of 20.
Yeah, no, she is convinced that you're convinced that you've seen a ghost. He has a high charisma because he's a cleric.
All right.
Okay,
I mean, if anybody's
well,
going to know what it's a ghost and what's not a ghost, it's going to be the cleric, right?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. Aren't you also, didn't she say something about you, did you guys tell her that Cedric died? I don't remember who you have and haven't told that Cedric died. I feel like it was
I'm sure
most
Kay has
people.
told everyone.
We probably need
Yeah.
a list.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like
Okay.
I'm sure everyone on the ship knows because
Yeah, I feel
if
like
she
the
didn't
ship's crew
tell
at this
them
point.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
if she didn't tell them what?
directly, they overheard
Right,
at some
yeah,
point.
yeah. So
talking
yeah,
about it.
Like, I
someone
feel
else
like
like,
the entire
huh?
the crew is small enough that I feel like
Oh, yeah.
they have collectively heard bits and pieces
Yes.
of most of the story.
Yeah.
How they put them together is a different question, but yeah.
So she's like,
I think-
yeah, I guess you would be the one that would know about ghosts, huh? Yeah.
I think
He's
the
the
real question
expert,
is,
ghosts are
do they believe that I died or not? Like, they've
Oh.
heard us talk about it, but
I
do they
don't-
believe that
that's-
I died?
I mean, you've seen enough people's reactions to know that everybody is kind of like horrified by the idea, but also like really confused because like people that die usually stay dead now. Like resurrection spells have always been not a sure thing, right? But
Mhm.
like they've become
Yeah.
exponentially more difficult since the loss. So like they're like, I mean, yeah, like stories of people being brought back from the dead happen occasionally, but like did this, you know, this group of chuckleheads really accomplish that kind of thing? Is
Mhm.
the yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So check it out, don't check it out. What are we doing?
I think Kay made the call.
I mean,
guess
we
go
can get
check it out.
close and like look at it from afar, and then make a more educated guess.
Yeah, and if there's a bunch of like skeletons and green fire or something on it, we go the other way.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, that seems fair.
Okay. Claude, would you so he starts angling the ship in that direction, and I'm assuming you all keep your eyes on
Like,
the other
locked.
ship. Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, Cedric, as you all get closer, you are for sure like, yeah, the sails are like shredded. So there's all these like bits of canvas flapping in the wind. What?
Also, we totally met a ghost in the temple where Lucanus died.
We
So,
did.
have met a ghost.
You don't know what exactly that creature was. But
I believed it was a ghost.
could have been a ghost. So yeah,
Is
it looks
what it was.
it looks like these sails are completely shredded. I don't know if any of you would like have a thought as to why, but if you do, that's fine. And yeah, the ship seems to just sort of be bobbing on the sea because of the shredded sails. It's not really like going a whole lot of wherever.
Does it look like super worn? Like, does it look like it's been? Are the sails like tatters, and they're like? Does it look like it's been floating out here for months or like days? I guess that's what I'm asking.
What kind of skill check do you want to do to try to get more information about that?
Yes, quickly scroll through my skills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could look at like the paint job and see if like the paint looks old.
Yeah, I want to praise the ship, see how much it's worth.
Yeah. Nautia wants to look for signs of people on board.
How close do you want to get to look for that?
How close are we now?
You're getting close up on it. Like, they're gonna sort of anchor and, you know, like a reasonable distance from it. So, like, basically, if you want to board it, like, they're not getting right up close where you could, like, put a plank across. They're sort of, like, pulling up near, and then you could, like, do the rowboat thing to get across, and, yeah.
Basically, as we're approaching, Nautia's going to fly up and maybe sort of away from our boat a bit, but not, like, go land on it. But she wants to just sort of get up and over and be like, are there people on this ship?
Okay. Perception check for Nautia. Cedric, what did you come up with for trying to get more information about the condition of the ship?
Other than perception, I don't really have a skill that I'm like provision in that I.
Yeah, just try a perception. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
It's an 18 for Nautia.
Okay.
24.
24. Okay, so Cedric, yeah, you're looking at, like, the general condition of, like, the wood and the paint on the ship and looking at these sails and everything, and, like, it's obviously a little beat up, but it doesn't seem like, beat up that it's been out here for, like, forever. And you're thinking about the winds and, like, what the crew on your ship did during the storm the other night, and, like, they protected the sails. They took them down and whatever, and you're like, oh, it looks like maybe this ship, for one reason or another, didn't have its sails taken down in time in the storm, and so all of the sails just got absolutely destroyed by the winds and stuff. So that could be why it's sort of floating here helpless in the water. Nautia, with your 18, you fly up, and you said, are you going, like, over the ship, or you're just going nearer to it, or?
Just nearer, sort of up a higher angle so I can see down, but just looking for either people or signs of people.
Okay. So you don't see any, like, movement on the ship immediately, except for, like, the fluttering of all of the tattered canvas. There's at least one object on the deck. Like, obviously there's, you know, stuff on the deck like there is on your ship in terms of, like, you know, ropes and barrels and things, but there's at least one object on the deck that looks kind of humanoid in shape, but you're not entirely certain what's going on there.
She's gonna fly back and say, I don't see any people. There might be a person. Should I go check it?
Not on your own.
Over and check it out?
No. You shouldn't go on your own. It might be dangerous.
Yeah.
We can all go together on the rowboat.
Captain Laughshield, can we borrow your rowboat again?
You know, this time I think I'm actually gonna come with you just in case. This does seem a little strange that it's just, like, stranded here in the water like this, but there's nobody on deck, like, calling for help. Yeah, I think I'm gonna come. Just
Maybe they escaped in a rowboat.
Yeah, I don't know, but let's. If you're up for
rowboats?
We'd appreciate having your expertise.
Let's
you
go.
could figure out what went wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Nautia, because you flew up and looked. There's one rowboat strapped to the side of the ship. You don't know if there are some missing or not, but
yeah.
Hey, worst case scenario, we get a free rowboat, right?
To replace the one you lost.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we didn't lose it. We fought it and killed it.
And killed it. It wasn't actually the same boat, but whatever.
We knew where it was.
yeah.
Lose
It was
it.
right where we
Just-
left
Yes,
it. It
it
just wasn't the
we just had
boat.
to stab it to death.
Okay.
It's just-
Yeah,
No,
so she helps you all into the rowboat, and yeah, she rows between the two boats and sort of lashes it to the side of the other so you all can climb up onto the deck of this other ship, which as you were inspecting it, you would have seen, ironically, it was named the Storm Eater, or it is named the Storm Eater.
Aw,
Oh, yeah. That's what you get.
Yeah.
that's just hubris right there.
Yeah. Yes.
And we no longer feel bad for anybody and leave.
Yep. Yep.
Bye.
Even by the
Bye.
storm. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We
Hello?
climb all up on the deck.
Okay, yeah.
Kay
you-
shouts.
You climb all up on the deck, and Kay is shouting. What's everybody else doing?
Hello.
Now that they are with me, I'm gonna go back toward that humanoid shape.
Okay. So you go back towards where you saw the humanoid shape on the deck, and you see sort of like mostly slumped like down, sort of next to a crate or two. You see shoes and pants and, arms in a shirt that looks like sailor garb, and then a neck, and then nothing.
I don't like that.
But he's not a ghost.
Yeah, no, that's
Might-
not a ghost. Ugh.
I think that's the first step to becoming a ghost, though, is you get your head cut off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe, but why do you think he's on this crate? Do you think something important's inside?
Is there blood around?
Make a search check to sort of do well. So you could do search or heal to get different information about what's going on here.
What state of decomposition is he in, Cheryl?
4.
4. This 4 what?
Can I do a heal check?
They
Yeah,
have
go for it.
names, Cedric.
Well, I did heal instead of search because I've got a +1 to heal, but I rolled a 5, so that's still just a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Cedric.
Can I also do one?
Yeah.
Can I use my healer's kit?
You're not doing a heal. You're using D20 or roll 20 to do it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want the penalty for whatever.
Yeah, what's the... I got a 7. It doesn't matter.
You both look like it's kind of weird and skeeving you out though, so you're not getting a ton of thought in about what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, mostly
obviously
what I
not
was looking for
alive.
was just
Mhm.
mostly what I was looking for was honestly just is there any amount of blood around?
Oh, weirdly, no. There is not a ton of blood. There is some, but maybe not as much as you'd expect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, team.
Upsetting.
So we make sure we're out of here by sundown.
Yeah, because we're gonna hang out here that long.
Well, we should at least see what's in this crate and see if there's anything downstairs. Why is he hugging this crate?
Let's find out.
Yeah, we should open it.
Grab the body, pull it off the crate, grab it, pull it open.
Okay.
Too late.
You pull the crate open, and there are some odds and ends of stuff you would use as a sailor for repairing the ship and maintenance, that kind of thing.
Well, that was depressing.
All right.
Let's go down. Let's go below deck.
Right.
Want to.
This
Okay.
body does it.
I don't want to.
Maybe
Is
you
this
Cindy
could,
does not want to. Nadia's fine.
we could give him a proper sailor's burial, right?
Oh, we're gonna sink this ship. That'll be a proper sailor's
Okay.
sailor's burial.
Well, we could light it on fire or something. I don't know. You could say a prayer of from ashes to ashes or
Well,
something.
Hold on a second. We don't know if there's anybody else in trouble down there or.
Yeah, exactly.
on
We're
the
gonna
ship.
go
You can't
check
just
out
set
first.
it on fire. Whoa.
Yeah, we're gonna go downstairs first.
Hi.
Yeah, we'll take your guidance for what to do with the
Mhm.
bodies and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, we'll deal with that person later, but I mean, if they were attacked by something or whatever, there could be, injured people hiding, so
Yep. Let's go
Downstairs.
Okay. You go
Kay's like,
downstairs.
hello.
You go downstairs. I think everybody can. She can still see in the dark, right? I think so.
Yeah, does Captain Laugh
Oh wait, no,
have dark vision?
she has. I think Elf only has low light vision. Low light vision. Okay. So she would probably need some sort of source of light for like, seeing a lot of details. She has low light vision like Lucanus did. But you head below decks. Is there an order that you're going down the stairs? You just sort of like tromping down there and like spreading out to investigate? What's the story here?
I feel like Kay just ran downstairs and was like, hello.
Okay.
Is
Oh,
everyone
yeah,
okay?
The worst rogue
Everything.
ever.
Poor Peter. Okay, so you sort of like rush down to the bottom of the stairs and like yell that into the hold of the ship, and it's just like super dark and like creepily silent down here. Like you can hear the little bits of like from the wood of the ship sort of like moving and the little bits of like water and sounds and stuff, but like it's just really quiet down here.
Yep, that's
Cool,
creepy.
cool,
And she like
cool.
turns around to like leave. I'm assuming she just bumps into Cedric or whoever's next in line.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty creepy down here.
Great.
Okay. Well, I guess we should do a thorough check.
Yeah, just see if we can figure out what happened.
Okay. Everybody doing search checks? Are you spreading out? Or are you sort of like going methodically together? Like, what's the story here?
Let's stick together.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of methodically go from like room to room.
Yeah. So we searching this?
I'm gonna cast daylight on
Oh,
my
that's
armor.
so bright. Yeah, okay.
She got freaked out and wants to like.
I mean, yeah, that's
That's
very
fair.
bright. How long does that last?
It lasts
feel like
10 minutes per level, so it's 50 minutes.
Wow. Okay. Nice.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, little Miss Sunshine.
Little Miss,
like
the
that.
best rogue ever. it's
I just all of my dice have decided to start rolling fives.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Awesome. Okay, so that was your search check?
Yep.
Okay. Everybody else?
I can, yeah. A search check, you said?
Stomach
A
will
20.
Do one as well. A 20.
She can see a lot better now.
Yeah, she certainly can. She is appreciative of the lights. Search. Okay, there we go. All right, so Stominal got a 15. Cedric, are you also searching?
Yeah.
Sorry, I have so many tabs on two screens open.
Yeah. Well, I got the one screen right now. 26.
26. Okay.
Cedric's gonna find the bad things.
Looking things up. Sorry.
You can see them extra good now with the daylight.
Yeah.
It goes 60 feet, too. I mean, like...
Amazing.
So like Nautia's kind of looking around and is basically facing Kay when suddenly it's daylight, but like Cedric's like looking the other way, so it's, like whatever he's looking at is nicely illuminated.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Not quite as blinded.
All right, yeah. So you sort of stick together in this little clump and sort of like move around the hold of the ship, slowly, carefully searching to try to figure out the story of what's going on here. So near the stairs, you find another body dressed as a sailor, just, fairly mundane clothing, also missing its head.
Cool.
Do these bodies look human?
Yeah, like human
Proportions, at
like,
least.
Yeah, they're human size, so it could be like, human, half elf kind of like size and proportions and stuff. Yeah, primarily. And then a little ways farther in, sort of like by some storage crates, you find another body, also missing its head.
Okay.
Okay, so like 1 was weird, 2 was a coincidence, 3, I think I think something's going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little bit of a pattern here.
In sort of like the far back corner of the hold, as you're sort of like making your circuit around, you find a metal cage. Not especially large, but sort of sat off by itself, away from like the other stuff that's down here. And it has this thick black cloth that's kind of like flung partially over it. So like it's like you noticed the cage because you could like see the metal bars and stuff, but it looks like, you know, this cloth is big enough that it could have covered the whole thing.
Okay.
And make
I bet there's heads in there.
make a spellcraft check for anybody who has that.
I don't. Good luck, magic casters.
17. City's gonna roll a 7. That one?
Another 20?
Yeah.
Oh god, what's...
And so I've got negative 2 on it.
Oh, you rolled a 2, so it's a 0. Okay. So Nautia has no idea what's going on. Cedric, as you all like, you know, are looking at this cage and this cloth, you realize you like it was kind of creepily silent in the whole hold, but here, next to this cage and this cloth, the silence spell is happening. Like, you know.
Like I can't
area.
hear like the footsteps of
right
like,
within
SK
this
and
area.
Naughty
So
move
like
around.
silence has been cast on one of these objects, and part of the reason that the or you could assume that the reason the fabric is not completely covering the cage like it looks like it could is because the cage top has been like partially busted open, so it is not whole. And if you continue your circuit past the cage, I don't know if you are or not.
Yeah, but very carefully and slowly. Weapon drawn.
Yeah. You find one more sailor body missing a head.
So that's 4.
Yes.
Does this look like the kind of ship that could be piloted by 4 people? Like
No.
Okay.
No. It's bigger, another merchant ship.
Okay.
So you could
bigger
assume
than the
it might
Garlady.
have a crew a little bit more people than the Garlady, more like the Darla's Luck in terms of size. So yeah, you do not have all of the crew accounted for if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But Cedric, your search was really high. 26?
20.
I think it was 26. Is that what you said?
Oh, my search. Yes,
Yeah.
my search was 26.
Yeah. So as you guys are making this circuit carefully, the 3 of you and Stomanel in there too, because she and Kay are the tallest, so maybe they're sort of behind the other 2 of you as you all sort of look around together. Cedric, you hear this weird sound coming from a part of the hold that you haven't gotten to yet. It's like the flapping of wings. You've heard some wings now, experienced birds.
We hang out with
things.
Nautia, yeah.
You hang out with Nautia. These wings sound more like Nautia's wings than like a bird's wings. Like, they don't sound the way feathery wings sound. And sort of this weird, like chattering, giggling, some sort of weird sound as something starts moving towards all of you out of the darkness. And I know that's sort of a weird place to cut it, but I think this combat might go, like, longer than the 20 minutes that we've got left.
Oh, no.
So I think we're gonna pause there.
Oh, no.
This strange winged creature. So to give you a fuller description, you can see as it's flying towards you these, like, weird I mean, leathery wings, like I would say bat wings for all of us, but like they look, kind of like Nautia's wings to those of you who haven't seen a bat before. And what is being carried by the wings is a head with sort of weird wrinkled leathery skin and bright kind of fiendish eyes and a wide gaping mouth with lots of sharp teeth in it. And you realize that the wings are sort of coming out of the head from the place where the ears would be if it was a person.
You know Halloween's in October, right?
I do.
All
But I like
right.
this monster. So sorry, audience. I know we're cutting it a little short tonight, but I didn't want to like run super duper long with this combat. But you're gonna see Stomanel fight.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
I made choices on spells for the day that will not help.
Excellent.
Yeah.
That's what we like to
Great.
hear.
Yeah.
As
That's,
like the monster is coming, Kay looks at Cedric. She's like, I apologize.
at least it's not a ghost.
It's not a ghost.
Not
not
a
a
ghost.
ghost.
It's just the
Not a
thing that
ghost.
killed all these nice people
Not a
and just
ghost.
made their heads just not be on their bodies anymore somehow. They didn't involve a whole lot of blood, so sure, we'll be fine.
Looks
This
like
is
something
one
I
of
can hit with
my
my hammer.
favorite monsters out of the monster manual. I've wanted to
Oh,
use
Did the
those
heads-
for forever.
Question: Did
Yeah.
the heads look like sliced, or did it look like ragged?
That would have been something you could have gotten with your heal check, but you didn't roll very high.
I did not. Okay, I had one thought, and now I have
Very
another.
good
It's
question.
great. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Well, thanks
This will be
for
fine.
hanging out with us this evening. We had some ups and some downs. We saved a tiny ship of miniature people stuck in a bottle and sent them on their merry
Including
way.
Kay's brother.
Including
And
Kay's
then we
brother.
got stuck on our hero complex and then had to
then-
stick our nose where it didn't
We
belong.
stuck our noses into
Mhm.
some sort of spooky ship. Monsters.
All right. Well,
Woo!
tune in next time for Cedric's decapitation. See how his resurrection
Tune
goes without a
in
head.
next time.
I'm-
Next time will be
See whose head gets exploded, maybe.
heads will
When-
roll. Heads will
When is
fly.
next time?
When is next time? Next time is so we're only playing once in July because things. So next time will be July 17th. That's a few
All
weeks
right.
from now. In the meantime, you can check out me doing lots of D&D things in lots of places on the First Watch on the Dr. Simon Clark Twitch channel. I'll be doing the Meowrathon charity stream for a cat shelter that I did last year. If you look on the Of Dice and Dens Twitch channel, we have video game streams sometimes. On July 10th, we will be having a nature check to recap these previous episodes and talk about stuff. Last time I did stat blocks for the troglodytic mermaid and a carpet shark. This time,
Great.
I don't know what I'll do yet, but stay tuned for the GM tips where we talk about how to incorporate more science into your tabletop role-playing games. Anybody else got good stuff going on? No?
Yeah.
Be an activist. Pick a fight and help us fight it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Donate some money if you can.
Yep.
Yep.
But with that, thanks, Teal. We love all of you out there, and we hope you stay safe. And we will see you back here on July 17th. Bye.